You're sure you don't have any plans for the weekend, Sergeant? My wife and I certainly don't want to impose on you.
Oh, no, sir. I have no plans at all. At least no important ones. I'll be glad to take care of the dog for you, sir. Absolutely.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, Sergeant. The last time we went away, we left Princey in a kennel, and do you know that poor boy didn't eat at all? I don't believe he slept either. He came home with big dark circles under his eyes.
Well, I'm sure Sergeant Carter will take good care of him.
Oh, yes, sir. You can be sure of that. You and Mrs. Gray just go up to the lake and have a nice time. And don't worry about the dog at all. He'll be in good hands.
His food is in here, Sergeant. All you have to do is feed him once a day, see he has water, and take him for a walk once in a while.
Yes, sir. I'll certainly do that.
All right, Sergeant. You can take him now. We should be home tomorrow night about 7.
Fine, sir. I'll bring him back about that time.
Oh, if you have any problems, just call us at the lake. I wrote the number on the bag.
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't worry, Sergeant. When he growls, that's just his way of saying he wants to play.
Oh, well, I'm glad you mentioned that, ma'am.
Now, take good care of him. He's such a darling animal.
Don't worry, ma'am. He'll be fine. Come on, Princey. Come on. Bunny, Vince. Listen, I hate to tell you this, but I just blew our whole weekend. Well, the colonel went up to Cedar Lake for 2 days, and he asked me to take care of his dog. Well, what could I say?
Hey, Sergeant. Oh, excuse me.
How can we take him with us? That's ridiculous.
Hiya, Prince. Where did you come from, boy?
We can't take him to a restaurant. We can't take him dancing. We can't take him to a movie.
You remember me? I'm Gomer. Why, sure you remember me. You son of a gun, you.
How could I get somebody else? Who would be stupid enough to give up a whole weekend just... Honey, I think I just got an idea. I'll call you back. If it works out, I'll pick you up later this afternoon. The colonel's dog, you know?
I know, Prince.
You like him, huh, Pyle?
Oh, yeah. He's one of the nicest dogs I've ever known. What's he doing over here, Sergeant?
Oh, well, the colonel and his wife went up to Cedar Lake for the weekend, and they're letting me take care of the dog for him while they're gone.
Well, for goodness sakes, ain't you the lucky one, though?
Hey, seeing as how you're so fond of Prince, I might let you help me take care of him part of the time.
Do you really mean it, Sergeant?
Yeah. To begin with, I'll let you take care of him this afternoon and tonight. And if it works out, I might even let you have him some tomorrow.
Gee, Sergeant, I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you.
Forget it. Listen, why don't you take him for a little walk right now?
Oh, well, fine. We'd love that, wouldn't we, Prince? Come on, big fella. Let's go for a walk. Come on now. Sergeant Carter?
Oh, you're back, Pyle. How's it doing?
Well, to tell you the truth, Sergeant, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Pyle, don't tell me you let him get away from you.
Just as soon as we left here, a little old cat came out from behind a tree and...
But that was 3 hours ago. Why didn't you come back and tell me right away? Do you think he went back to the colonel's house?
No, I was just over there right before I came back here, and he wasn't there.
Oh, Pyle, you... Company B, Sergeant Carter. Hello, Colonel.
I just thought I'd call, Sergeant, and see how everything was. How is everything?
Why, fine, sir, fine. Couldn't be better. No, sir.
Hmm? And, how's the dog?
The dog? Prince? Oh, he's fine, too, sir. I guess.
You guess? What do you mean, you don't know?
Oh, no, sir. I believe he's fine. There's no reason he shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Just a moment, Sergeant. I'd like you to hear something.
What's that, sir?
That, Sergeant, is the sound of a dog who's just run 23 miles.
You mean that's Prince? You mean he's up there with you? Oh, that's wonderful, sir. I'm glad to know that he's safe.
Yes, he just arrived a few minutes ago. He must have gotten away from you quite soon after we left.
Well, yes, sir, he did. But we'll be right up there to get him, Colonel. Thank you, sir. Pyle, I'm going to give you another chance for two reasons. One, because every man deserves a second chance, and two, because I got a date with Bunny.
You think you can hold on to him this time, Sergeant?
Oh, I'm sure of it, sir. I mean, a thing like that can happen once, but it certainly can't happen again.
Well, I certainly hope not. Why, when I saw the bottoms of his feet, I cried. I actually cried.
Well, all I can say is it won't happen again, ma'am.
You know, Sergeant, actually, there's no need of you taking Prince back with you again. As long as he's here, he might as well stay. Perhaps that would be better for all concerned.
Well, if you'll excuse me for saying so, Colonel, I don't think that's right. I mean, if two Marines like Sergeant Carter and myself can't handle one little old dog, what's the Marine Corps coming to?
Well, that's a fine attitude, Pyle. All right, if you feel that strongly about it, take Prince, and I hope you have better luck with him this time.
Thank you very much, sir. And we'll certainly do our best. Come on, Prince. Come on, Pyle.
Be sure he has plenty of water. He was completely exhausted, and he's probably still terribly dry.
Yes, ma'am. We'll take care of it. Come on, Pyle. All right, Pyle. Come on, bring him in. Now, I want you to stay right here in this duty hut and keep your eye on him every second. I mean, I don't want either one of you to stick his nose outside that door. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I'll watch him like a hawk. I'll even hold on to its leash, though.
Pyle, where's the dog? Don't tell me you lost him again.
Prince?
Prince! Here, Prince! 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 Here, Prince! Prince! Here, Prince! Prince! Here, Prince! Prince! Here, Prince! Prince, here, boy! Prince! Prince! You go see it.
Here, Prince!
Here, Prince!
Here, Prince!
Here, Prince! Prince!
Here,
Here,
Prince!
Prince! Prince! Here, Princey! Here, Princey! Prince! Princey! That's right, Pyle. I'm gonna call the colonel.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I just want to find out if that dog ran all the way up there again.
Hello.
Colonel Gray?
Yes, who's this?
Sergeant Carter. Is that you breathing like that, sir?
Yes, I just ran up from the lake.
Oh, I see.
What's the matter, Sergeant?
Oh, nothing. Just wondering if everything's okay up there.
Everything's all right here. How's everything there?
Oh, fine. You and the missus getting along all right up there? All alone?
Yes, of course we missed the dog.
I'll bet you do. The dog ain't there.
You sure everything's all right down there, Sergeant? You didn't lose the dog again, did you?
Oh, no, sir. I just called to tell you that everything's okay down here.
Well, that's very nice of you, Sergeant. Thank you. Take care of Prince and have a nice weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You too. Bye, sir. Well, at least we know one thing. We know the dog ain't up there.
What are we gonna do now, Sergeant?
What do you mean, what are we gonna do now? We've got 24 hours to find that dog. Look, fella!
Shut up, quiet now.
Look, it's a German Shepherd about this high.
German Shepherd? We have one. See over in the corner.
He sure looks an awful lot like Prince.
Yeah. When did this dog come in here?
Well, he was here when I came on duty about 15 minutes ago, so he must have come in sometime before that.
Call him, Pyle. See if he comes over to you.
All right. Here, Prince. He came, Sergeant.
So did every other mutt in the place. Say, can you bring that dog out here for a minute?
Certainly.
Oh, Sergeant, this is Prince.
Yeah? Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. This is him, all right. You see how he came right up to me?
Yeah, I did. Are you sure it's him, Pyle?
Oh, I'm just sure as I can be, Sergeant.
Hey, that's great. Are we lucky, huh? Say, how do you go about getting this dog out of here?
Well, you have to buy a license, and that's $3.
Okay. You put the leash on him, Pyle. Come on, fella.
Hey, boy, it's sure good to have you back again. You old rascal, you. Why'd you run away anyways, huh?
Now, you're positive this is Prince, Pyle?
Well, sure I am, Sergeant. You mean you don't recognize him?
Well, yes and no. One German Shepherd looks pretty much like another to me.
Well, they sure don't to me. Dogs are different, same as humans. Some got a mean look, some sly, and some got a happy look like Prince here.
Yeah?
Oh, sure. I can tell this is him just by the expression on his face. That funny little way he laughs.
Laughs?
You know when he sticks his tongue out and tilts his head and looks at you kind of sideways?
Yeah, well, just so long as you're sure. Because I'll tell you frankly, Pyle, there's one thing that absolutely cannot happen. That's for me to take the wrong dog to the colonel. Oh, my gosh. That's probably Bunny. I forgot to call her. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Who? Oh, yeah. We did call in and report a missing dog. Yeah, but we already found him. Yeah? Look, maybe you better give me that name and address just to be sure. 413 East 7th Street. Okay, thanks a lot. That was the radio station. I called him before we went to the pound. Told him to announce a missing dog. Well, somebody just called and claims he found a German Shepherd that fits our description exactly and answers to the name of Prince.
Well, ain't that funny?
I don't think it's funny, Pyle. What if this guy's really got Prince?
But I'm almost positive that this is Prince.
What? Almost? Pyle, I can't bring the colonel a dog that's almost Prince. Now, is he or isn't he?
Well, he is. Well, I'm sure he is. It's just that, well, when he stands like that, I've never seen him quite hold his tail like that.
But a minute ago you Oh, all right. We may as well get over and see this other dog.
I guess we'd better.
Well, come on. And this time, we're gonna lock the door so that Prince or whoever he is can't get out. Come on. Kind of crummy.
Well, if Prince really is here, Sergeant, how'd he get way over in this part of town?
Well, he ran all the way to Cedar Lake, didn't he? What is this? That was 4, there's 5, here's 7, and that's 9. Where's 6?
Oh, this is 6, Sergeant. It's just upside down.
Huh?
This is 6.
Oh. Well, good. Not Pyle. We came about the dog you found.
What dog?
Prince.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, what dog? You called the radio station and said you found a dog.
Found a lot of dogs.
Well, this was a German Shepherd.
German Shepherd, huh? Wait a second.
This is a kind of funny setup, you know, Pyle?
You mean him being lucky enough to find so many of them lost dogs?
Yeah.
Is this him?
What? Oh, my goodness, Sergeant. This is him. This really is Prince. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Prince. Hey, big fella. Boy, my goodness, it's good to see you.
You mean this really is Prince, Pyle?
Oh, yes, Sergeant. I'm sure of it this time. This is certainly Prince, and no mistake.
Your dog, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess it is. Thanks, mister. We really appreciate you finding him. Come on, Pyle. Take the dog and let's go.
Wait a minute. Where's the reward?
Reward? We didn't advertise no reward.
You gotta be kidding. There's always a reward on dogs, especially a nice one like this. I figure the reward on this one is, $15.
$15?
Yeah, that's cheap. You know, finding dogs is a lot of trouble. I mean, my time's gotta be worth something, ain't it? Same as anybody else's.
Pyle, are you absolutely positive that this dog is Prince?
Oh, I'm absolutely sure, Sergeant. This certainly is Prince. Ain't you, Prince?
Well, I guess there's nothing else I can do.
Huh?
5, 10, $15.
You're lucky that one of my associates didn't find your dog. It'll cost you $25. Yeah, and hey, I'm throwing in that piece of rope for nothing. Shut up.
Okay, Pyle, which one? Which one is it?
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. Now I'm all mixed up. They both look like Prince, and they both act like Prince.
Are you trying to tell me that we got two dogs that are Prince? That ran away as one dog and came back twins?
No, Sergeant. It's just that they both look so much alike, it's impossible to tell them apart.
Well, tell me this. One of them dogs is definitely the right dog. One of them is definitely Prince, right, Pyle?
Oh, sure, Sergeant. At least one of them is.
But which one? In less than 24 hours, the colonel will be back home and want to see his dog. I can't bring him two dogs, or even one that ain't his.
I've got an idea.
Yeah?
Why don't I go out back about 20 yards and you hold the door open and then I'll yell Prince and we'll see which one comes.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That might just work. I'll hold the two dogs in here till you get outside and yell.
Right, Sergeant, here I go.
Okay, fellas. Now, easy now. Easy around this way, fellas. Easy.
17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, Sergeant, I'm gonna yell now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Pyle. Yell for the dog.
Here, Prince.
Well, they both ran out. 3 dogs? Where did this other one come from?
I don't know, Sergeant. He just came up behind me when I yelled Prince. Well, for goodness sakes.
Could this other dog be Prince?
Well, I don't know which one it was that even came up behind me. They all look so much alike.
That's funny. Very funny. Now we got 3 princes. That's a riot.
Are you all right, Sergeant?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. If you're wondering why I'm laughing, I have to. Because Marine sergeants don't cry.
Look, Sergeant. They must be home. The station wagon's in the driveway.
Yeah. The only question is, what do we do now?
Well, it seems to me the only thing to do is to tell the colonel the truth. I'm sure he'll be nice about it.
Well, I'm sure he'll be nice about it. I can just hear him giving me a nice hello every morning. Hello there, Private Carter.
You can do that, Sergeant. After all, we have got Prince. The only trouble is we've got 2 extras. But the colonel can settle that in just a minute.
No, wait a second, Pyle. Maybe I got a slim chance of getting out of this whole thing if you'll help me, will you?
Of course, Sergeant. What you want me to do?
All right, now listen. You go up to the door and ring the bell. When the colonel comes to the door, you tell him you're delivering the dog to him. You understand?
Well, yes, Sergeant, but where are you going to be?
I'll be right here behind these bushes with the 3 dogs. You see, when they hear the colonel's voice, whichever one is Prince will run to him. You get it?
Yeah, I see.
And that way, we'll be home free. I can sneak off with the other 2 dogs, and the colonel will never know the difference.
It might just work, Sergeant.
It's gonna work. We can't go marching up there with 3 dogs. We'll look like boobs. Now, give me that dog. Now, go on up to the door. I'll be behind the bushes. Go on, go on. Go.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, Private Pyle.
Did you have a nice weekend, sir?
Yes, it was very nice.
Oh. I just wanted to be sure that you was home. Would you like to have your dog now?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I would.
Well, he's right back over here, sir. If you wouldn't mind calling him.
All right. Here, Prince. Here, Prince. What's this? Where did all these dogs come from?
What?
Good evening, Colonel.
Oh, Sergeant Carter.
I guess you wonder what all these dogs are doing here, sir. Well, I can explain that, sir. Well, the fact is, sir, this is what happened. Prince here got away from us again, and rather than bother you with it, Private Pyle and I went out looking for him, and, well, as you can see, we came up with 3 dogs. Of course, one of them is Prince. Right, Pyle?
Oh, yes, sir. One of them is definitely Prince.
I see.
Our only problem is, sir, we don't know which one. We're terribly sorry about this, sir. But if you would just please pick out your dog, then we'll take care of the other 2. And please accept our apologies.
All right.
Who's that, sir?
This is Prince. He showed up at the lake about 10 minutes after you called the last time. I tried to call you back, but there was no answer.
We must have been out looking at the time, sir.
It's just as well I didn't reach you. After losing him again, you deserve to stew a little. It's amazing. You can handle a whole platoon with the greatest of ease, but taking care of one dog seems to confuse you completely. Good night, Sergeant.
Well, Mr. Dog Expert, what have you got to say now? You made me look like a fool in front of the colonel. You're a knucklehead, Pyle, a knucklehead. When are you going to learn to do things right? When?
He didn't mean that, fellers. He didn't mean that at all.
How do you figure this guy will buy the dogs off us, Pyle?
Well, he sells dogs, so it only stands to reason he buys them, too.
Yeah? Well, you do all the talking. And I hope you're right, because I'm out $15 with this guy.
All right, Sergeant. Hello there, sir. You remember us? We was the ones that got the German Shepherd.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, we've got 3 more now, and we was just wondering if you might be interested in having them.
Well, I might take them off your hands for $5 apiece.
5 apiece, 15 for all 3.
That's right.
It's a deal. Give him the dogs, Pyle. Okay? Let's have the $15.
Oh, you got it all wrong, fella. I said I'd take them off your hands. I don't pay you. You pay me.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah? You know what these dogs eat? 2 pounds of dog food a day. And I don't even know when I'm going to get rid of them. Right, if you want them back, you take them.
Well, no, we can't take them back. Where would we keep them, Sergeant?
Okay. This whole thing has been a disaster. This just makes it complete. Here's your dough.
Thanks. Hey, you guys wouldn't be interested in any other pets, would you? Like maybe a cute monkey or a polly parrot? A goldfish, maybe?
No, nothing. Just forget it.
Okay. Come on, get in. Shut up!
You know what your problem is, Pyle? You got a thing with animals. You pick them up wherever you go. They come to you like you was a magnet. What is it with you?
I don't know, Sergeant. Sure not my fault.
Well, I wish you would quit it, because it always means trouble. The minute you get near an animal, you're in deep trouble.
Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I'll try and watch it from now on.
Thank you. I usually wind up my show with a community sing where everybody in the audience gets together and sings along with me. See, my name's Jerry Ball, and a community sing, they always have a bouncing ball. Well, what do you say we start off with one that everybody knows, an old favorite, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Everybody knows that. How about, I'll tell you what, let's divide the audience up into 3 groups. 3 groups, and we'll have a contest. 1 group here, and here's 2 group, and here's number 3 group. Now, the first group starts with row, row, row your boat. And when they say boat, second group says row, row, row your boat, but you keep singing gently down the stream. And then when they say boat, the third group comes in with row, row, row your boat. Then we'll have a whole chorus there. Okay, let's try it. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row you gently down the stream. Row. First group there, if you don't come in, start it with row, row, row your boat. Then the second group wouldn't know where to come in there. So let's try it. Let's try it real loud, everybody. Row, row, row your boat, row, row gently down the stream. Row, row merrily. Let's do it once. Let's try it once more. Everybody. Now, I'll tell you. I'll give you a little count off there. And row, row, row your boat, row, row, row your boat gently down the row, row. Well, I guess that's about it for the show tonight. We got another show that comes on in 15 minutes, and we'll see you then. Thank you, and see you.
Mr. Ball. Mr. Ball. I don't know why those people weren't singing with you, because you were wonderful, just wonderful. Well, I could listen to you all night.
You're not related to me, are you?
I don't think so. My name's Gomer Pyle. I'm from Mayberry.
Well, it's nice to know you, Gomer. Thanks for the kind words.
And I meant every bit of them. I don't know why those people wouldn't sing with you, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to be here every evening I can.
I wish I could say the same.
Huh?
Well, after the next show, that's it. They canceled me. Well, nice to meet you, Gomer. Thanks again.
But, Mr. Ball, excuse me, sir, but the sign outside says you're going to be here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but the man inside said I'm through after tonight.
Well, I sure can't understand why. I just love your banjo playing, and you got a lot of nice songs.
Thank you. Well, he's got a business to run here, and I just haven't been bringing in any customers. It's no surprise. It's getting to be the story of my life.
You mean it's happened before?
Yeah, ever since me and my partner split up. Miller and Ball, the dynamite duo, that was us. And Miller left, and the dynamite fizzled into a wet firecracker. I don't know what it is. As a single, I just can't seem to cut it.
But you're good. You're really good. All you need's a little time to prove it.
It's not easy when you get the hook after 2 nights.
But don't you have an agreement with him for the 2 whole weeks?
Well, yeah, but...
Well, then he ought to make good on his promise. A man's word is his bond, and you ought to go in there and tell him so.
I don't think I want to do that.
But, Mr. Ball, you deserve a chance.
Just call me Jerry, Gomer. I'm not used to respect.
But you should be respected. Why, you've got a lot of talent.
Are you sure you're not a relative? Thank you. Thank you very much. I usually end my act with a community sing, where everybody joins in. See, in a community sing, they have a bouncing ball. But I guess you're all a little tired, so I'll just say goodnight.
Wait a minute. We ain't tired. We'd all like a community sing, wouldn't we, everybody? There ain't nothing like singing to get folks friendly. So you just get it started, Jerry, and we'll join right in with you.
Thank you, but I don't think they're in the mood for it, really. I guess I just...
Oh, sure they are. You just get started and watch us.
Well, okay. Here's one I'm sure everybody knows. Hello, Dolly.
Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. Come on, sing. I know you can. Looking swell. You too, Dolly. I can tell. Dolly. That's good. Come on. Hey, you folks, come on, sing. Going strong. That's good. Room sway. See, there you sing real good. Playing one of our own favorite songs from way back. Come on now, you're not gonna let that table sing more than you are you? Come on, they're singing louder than you are. Come on. Dolly will never go away again. You too, come on, let's sing. Hello, Dolly. See there, you got a good voice. You too, come on. Nice to have you back where you belong. Yeah, that's it. You're looking swell. Yeah, that's good. Come on, you all are singing. Come on. Dolly, you're still growing. You're still growing. That's good. Hey, come on.
Just a minute. Something's going on out there. I'll call you back.
Swaying on the band, swaying on our old favorite songs. Gotta sing.
What's happening?
Find your empty man, Dolly will never go away again.
just wonderful. Then it's all settled. You'll finish out for 2 weeks.
Gosh, Mr. Randazzo, that's great. Thank you.
Let me tell you, I heard that joint jumping like I've never heard it before. I don't know how you guys worked it out, but it was great. I want the both of you here to do the same thing every night. I was sitting in the office and I heard all that sound and all.
Mr. Randazzo, the both of us?
That's right, the both of you.
Well,
I think there's been a mistake, Mr. Randazzo. You see, I just happened to be out there in the audience tonight.
Okay, so you just happen to be in the audience tomorrow night and the night after. Hey, that's a great gimmick. You up on the stage and you working down the crowd?
Mr. Randazzo, Gomer's a Marine, not a performer. I mean, he was nice enough to help me through one show, but I can't ask him to come in here and work every night.
And you really don't need it, because Mr. Ball here's a star all by himself.
All by himself, he's a bum. The customers want to see you together. That's what I want to buy.
There's just no guarantee Gomer could be here every night.
That's right. I'm not always sure I can get a pies.
And you don't think you can make it?
Well, I don't see how. Me being a Marine.
Well, that's too bad. I sure wish you could work something out. Well, when you finish tonight, kid, drop in. I'll have your check ready. Yes, sir.
Well, that's showbiz.
Well, I'm sorry, Jerry, but I just couldn't make a promise like that.
That's not your fault. At least you made my last show a good one. Well, nice meeting you, Gomer. Thanks for everything.
Who? Rode in her swan? Oh, come on, Norm. What are you trying to do to me?
Miss Randazzo, excuse me, but please don't do anything about replacing Mr. Ball yet. I want to talk to my sergeant, and I'll let you know.
What do you want, Pyle?
Well, sir, as you know, I've got the guard duty tonight, but something real important's come up, and, well, Private Humble said he'd take it for me. That is, if it's all right with you.
I don't know, Pyle. I don't go for changing the duty roster unless it's a matter of life and death. It ain't military.
Well, in a way, it is a matter of life and death.
Huh?
Oh, yes, sir. You see, it's real important. I've got this friend I want to help out, and it means so much to him, and, well, I sure would appreciate it, Sergeant, so can I please?
All right, if it's that important.
Well, it is, and thank you very much, Sergeant. I just knew you'd understand.
He probably ran into some poor sick guy somewhere, and he's gonna be up all night feeding him hot chicken soup.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
You're probably all wondering why I have a Marine for a partner. Well, I figure the way I sing, I need all the protection I can get. Okay, Gomer, go out there and let's get them going. You are my sunshine,
My only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Hey, the joint's really swinging tonight.
Yeah, sounds great. I wonder...
The other night, dear, as I was sleeping.
This is what's a matter of life and death?
When I awoke,
Sergeant?
Well, if it ain't Tony Bennett. Pyle, the only reason I didn't blast you last night is because I don't believe in discussing military business around civilians.
But, Sergeant, if you just give me a chance to explain to you.
Pyle, don't give me that innocent routine. I got you dead to rights. I let you off guard duty because you said it was important. I didn't let you off to go around singing in some honky-tonk nightclub.
Golly, Sergeant, I didn't know I was doing anything wrong. It is all right for us to work on our own time, ain't it?
That's right. Moonlighting is allowed. Marines are allowed to earn extra money by working in a gas station or maybe as a busboy. That's all right. But not making a fool of yourself in some nightclub. And on top of all that, Pyle, you lied to me.
But I didn't, Sergeant.
And you're going to pay for it, Pyle. You're going to go out to the back fence and dig me a hole 10 feet square and 6 feet deep. And when you're through, you're going to fill it in and then start a second one and do the same thing, and then a third one, and if I ever catch you singing in that nightclub again, you're gonna find yourself digging up the entire state of California. Do you read me, Pyle?
Yes, sir.
That's all. Dismissed.
Hey, Gomer! Hey, Gomer! Hiya, partner.
Hey, Jerry, what are you doing way out here?
I was just getting ready to go inside and track you down. In all the confusion last night, I didn't have a chance to talk to you. Hey, Gomer, did we kill him or did we kill him, huh?
Jerry?
Gomer, in case I didn't tell you, thanks. Thanks for everything. Boy, it's like having a whole new lease on life.
Jerry, I was just talking with my sergeant. You know Sergeant Carter?
Sergeant Carter? Well, I'm grateful to him, too. After all, he's the one who let you do it, so thanks to him, too.
Well,
I'll tell you, Gomer, the main reason I came out was to show you some new songs for the show tonight. I mean, after all, we can't keep doing the same songs every show. So I'll tell you, Gomer, you look them over and we'll decide tonight. Who knows, when you get out of the Marines, we may get together a permanent act, huh? Hey, let's talk about that. Well, I'll see you. Hey, Gomer, thanks again.
Yeah?
Sergeant, I finished filling and digging, and, well, I just wondered if you wanted me to do any more.
No, that's enough. I think you get the message. Get washed up.
Sergeant, I want to apologize to you for not checking with you before I went to work in that nightclub, but I didn't lie to you, honest. I was there to help a friend, Jerry Ball, the banjo player. He just split up with his partner, and, well, he was still kind of unsure of working by himself, and, well, my singing along with him kind of gave him confidence, and, well, that's the only reason I was there, honest.
Okay, you did a good turn. You happy?
Sergeant?
What now, Pyle?
Well, Jerry's only got another week and a half in working in the green room there, and I was just wondering, what with your permission and all.
Are you kidding? Are you going to ask me what I think you're going to ask me? No, now get out of here.
But, Sergeant, it wouldn't be for very long, just long enough for Jerry to start believing in himself.
No, Pyle, you are a Marine, not a performer. Now forget it.
But he's good, Sergeant. He's really good, only he don't know it.
You know your trouble, Pyle. You are a compulsive meddler. You think everybody needs your help. Well, they don't. They'd all survive without you, and maybe a lot better.
That may be true, Sergeant, but in Jerry's case, I think he really needs somebody.
You never help a guy by becoming a crutch for him. Where do you think you guys would be? If every time one of you fouled up a job, I came running over and started helping out. You'd be helpless. You made it on your own. That's what this banjo player's got to do.
But in Jerry's case...
And if I ever catch you so much as singing one note in that club again, you'll be an old man before you set foot off this base. Do you read me, Pyle?
Yes, sir.
Hit the showers. Maybe you can wash some of them rocks out of your head.
There he is. There he is. Hey, come on, Gomer, boy. Come on, we've been waiting for you. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Ball. Thank you.
Hello, sunshine. Goodbye, rain. I've got my baby back again. No more troubles, not for me. Baby loves me, yes, sirree. Hello, Rosa. Hello, Dude. Hello, Bluebird. How are you? Hear me singing down the lane. Hello, sunshine. Goodbye, rain.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to the green room. You know, at the end of my show, I always have a community sing. But I can tell by looking at you folks that you're ready right now. So what do you say, let's get started? Could I have the house lights, please? You ready, partner? Okay, here we... Okay, I know you all know this one.
Hello, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly, I can tell. Dolly, you're still growing, you're still growing. What's another word? Growing strong, I see the room. Come on, you're not gonna let that table sing louder than you are, you? Not playing one of your old favorite songs from way back when. So, take her rap, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas. Dolly, you'll never go away again. Everybody louder. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. Everybody, come on. Everybody, come on. Come on, Bill, sing. I can't hear you. Your old favorite song from way back when. Oh, everybody. Gomer, where were you?
I was out in the audience.
No, you weren't. Your table was empty.
Well, I was in the back watching you.
What did you do that for? You left me all alone up there on the stage.
That's right, and you didn't even need me.
What are you talking about? You heard Randazzo without you in
All
the act.
Mr. Randazzo wanted was a crowd-pleasing show, Jerry. And you had that audience eating out of your hand. They were singing and laughing.
What?
They loved you. And you got a real fine hand when you finished. And it was all for Jerry Ball working by himself. You've gotten so used to somebody else doing it for you that, well, you didn't even know you could do it yourself. But boy, was you doing it. And do you know who's responsible? Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter?
He was the one that told me that I was being a crutch to you more than anything else. And it all worked out just like he said it would. And you did it, Jerry, and you did it all alone.
They were applauding, weren't they?
Boy, they sure were.
Son of a gun.
But Sarge, I would never sing in here again. Not after you ordered him not to.
You're forgetting one thing. Pyle has got a soft heart and a soft head to match. It's a set. And I might just bring him back here. And if I catch him...
Hey, Sergeant, Corporal.
Boy, I'll get the MPs.
The MPs?
You heard me. Get moving. Pyle, I gave you orders not to sing here again.
Oh, no, Sergeant. I didn't come here to sing or nothing. Cross my heart. I just came here to try the things you told me about me not being a crutch. I didn't sing a note.
Out, Pyle. Let's go.
Hiya, fellas. Don't tell me. I bet this is Sergeant Carter, right?
Uh-huh. Sergeant, this is Jerry Ball, the banjo player I was telling you about.
Sergeant, I want to tell you it is a real pleasure to meet you. Gomer tells me I have you to thank for everything that happened tonight. I don't mind telling you I was plenty scared when I looked out and he wasn't sitting there. And then when I didn't hear him singing, well, it threw me.
You mean he didn't sing tonight?
No, that's just it, and I was scared. But then he told me what you said about not helping me, and, well, you were right, it worked. I went on by myself, and it worked. You sure know about human nature. No, I mean it. It's a real talent being able to handle people. But I guess that's just part of being a sergeant, huh? You know, when you get out of the service, you ought to go into show business. A fella like you could go real far as a manager. You know, handling show people just like you do with Marines.
I bet you'd really be good at it, Sergeant.
Here they are, Sarge.
Huh? Who?
Well, the MPs for Pyle.
What's the matter with you, boy? There ain't nothing here I can't handle myself.
But you said...
Never mind what I said. Send him away. A theatrical manager, huh? Now, whatever put an idea like that into your head?
Well, you certainly have all the qualifications, leadership, you're intelligent, you're authoritative,
You're understanding.
you're shrewd,
You're honest.
you're personable,
You're thoughtful.
I'm modest.
You're modest.
you're imaginative.
You're clean.
I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I...
He's not bad, you know.
He's doing real good now. Mr. Randazzo just gave him a raise. Do you know he's making $250 a week now?
No kidding. Hey, that's great.
Sergeant, do you think you might do what Jerry said?
Huh? What's that?
Become a manager someday?
Oh, that, well, who knows?
It sounds like a real good business. Why, if you was to be Jerry's manager, you'd get 1% of everything that he makes.
I know that, Pyle. A manager gets 10%. Let's see, 10% of $250, that's $25. I'd only get $25, and he'd get $225 just for singing?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy.
You gotta see this place to believe it, Vince. When I'm not working, it's all sandy white beaches, a party here and there, sailing, surfing, and beautiful hula girls. Now I know why they put the Lulu in Honolulu. That's cute.
Sounds like he's got it made.
Yeah, leave it to my old pal Nick Hollenreich to always get stationed in the best places. I told all the gals here about you, Vince, and I've already got a long, cool tropical drink sitting here in the shell of a pineapple with a gardenia floating on top just waiting for you. If you can steal any time, don't miss out on this. It's once in a lifetime. I got a house right on the beach with plenty of room, so come on down.
That's great, Sarge. You going?
Am I going? Am I going? Man, I got 10 days accumulated leave saved up. 10 whole days I've been hoarding, just waiting for the right opportunity. And, brother, this is it. Am I going, he asked. And would you like to know how?
How?
Well, we got Marine jets winging out of here every day, and some of them go straight to Honolulu. And who do you think is gonna hop a ride on one of them little jet jobs?
Hey, that's great, Sarge. You got nothing to keep you here. I mean, there's nothing coming up. You're in the clear.
Good.
Oh, just this.
Yeah, what's that?
A memo came through this morning about the test for PFC. 6 of our men haven't taken it yet.
Those meatballs in the Marines for over a year and still privates. Well, I want a whole platoon of PFCs. In fact, I want a whole platoon of PFCs before I go to Honolulu. When are they giving that test?
Tomorrow.
Good. That'll make a nice going-away present for me. All PFCs.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Pyle. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know that lunkhead would be one of the last ones to make PFC? Wouldn't you just know it? Boy, it stings me. It really stings me.
Sarge, a minute ago you were happy as a lark talking about your trip. Why let something like this spoil it?
Well, it's important.
I mean, think back to what you were talking about. Hawaii, those sandy white beaches, the hula girls, the tropical drink.
Yeah. The gardenia floating around on top.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. This is a golden opportunity to go to Honolulu, and I'm not gonna let them foul it up. Believe me, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna walk over and talk to them real calm-like. Calm and easy, easy and calm. Stupid, stupid, stupid! The 6 of you, the last 6. Now, everybody else in this platoon has made PFC except you 6 meatballs. Now, what is it with you? Well, what about you, Lipton? What's your excuse?
I don't have one.
That's no excuse.
Would you like to hear my excuse, Sergeant?
No.
I got one, and I thought...
I don't want to hear it.
But it might explain why.
Pyle, I said I didn't want to hear excuses. Is that clear?
Yes, it is, Sergeant. See, it's just that as long as you was expecting an excuse from Private Lipton, he didn't have one. I thought I'd tell you mine so you wouldn't be disappointed.
Knock it off. Now, all of you, listen up. That test is being given tomorrow, so get on the stick. Remember, it's for your good, not mine. But I want all PFCs in this platoon. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
I can't hear you. Aye, sir. All right, you take that test and you make it. I don't want to hear it.
Never did get to tell him my excuse.
What is your excuse, Gomer?
Well, it's just that I wished I didn't have to take that test.
Why? It's not hard.
That ain't what I'm afraid of.
Then what?
Well, maybe it won't make too much sense.
Well, what is it?
Well, fact is, I couldn't be no happier than I am right now. To tell you the truth, I like things just the way they are.
Huh?
Remember back in boot camp, Sergeant Carter told us that the private is the backbone of the Marine Corps. Well, fact is, I like being the backbone. And another thing, it's So I wouldn't want people to think that I'm getting uppity, and that's just what the folks back home might think if I got me a stripe on my arm, that I'm getting uppity.
Oh, now you're putting me on.
No, I ain't, Duke. Honest. So you see, I'm better off being a private because I'm a whole lot better at followership than I am at leadership.
Gomer.
So you see, I don't care a whole lot about being a private first class is what it boils down to.
Well, Gomer, you should. Take the test.
Well, I'll take the test, all right. But I know how I am, Duke. If I ain't interested in something, I just can't concentrate. That's how I am. I just can't concentrate if I ain't interested.
Sergeant Vincent J. Carter, Marine Jet X22007, nonstop destination Honolulu. Aloha and ta-ta. Bom, 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 bom.
Great, Sarge.
4 days from today, I'll be wearing a garland of flowers around my neck. And will I be thinking of you? No, I will not. Nothing personal.
What's in there?
You want to see what the well-dressed sergeant wears on the beach in Hawaii? Huh? Well, what do you think?
One thing's sure, you won't get lost.
Can I help it if you got no taste? What's the news on the PFC test? The results come in yet? Didn't you hear me? Did you get the results on the PFC test?
Yeah, I heard you.
Well?
Look, Sarge, you're not going to let this spoil your trip now.
Come on, come on. Naturally, I could have told you. You didn't have to tell me. I could have told you. Pyle is the only one who didn't make it.
Sarge, you got 5 out of 6. That's good.
That is not good. I want 6 out of 6. That's what I'm going to get. 6 out of 6. Adams, Colarusso, Duncan, Lipton, Pyle, Rigsby, all of you falling right in front of me. I just got the results of the test you all took for PFC. The following men made it. Oh, wait a minute. Why should I waste all that breath reading off the names of those who made it? It'll be much easier just to read the names of those who didn't. The following men did not pass the test for PFC. Pyle. That is the whole list of all the men who did not make it. All the rest of you earned your stripe. All right, everybody except Pyle, pull out. Pyle. Remember the other day when you said you had a reason for not wanting to take the test and I didn't want to listen? Remember?
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, now I happen to have a little extra time. I'm ready to hear your excuse for taking the test and failing. Let's hear it. I'm waiting. How did you fail that test? How?
I couldn't help it, Sergeant. All the time I was taking the test, my mind just kept wandering.
Wandering? How far could it wander in that vacant lot?
It's like I told you.
Where was your head, Pyle? Where was your head?
Well, like I said, my mind just kept wandering. I kept thinking about all the happy times I've had as a private.
Huh?
I just couldn't stop thinking about the time that you told us that the private was the backbone of the Marine Corps.
That's correct. I'm still waiting for your excuse. How did you fail?
I'm leading up to it.
All right, leave.
Well, it's like this. If I pass the test for PFC, then they might want me to take the test for corporal and then sergeant. And I'm just so happy like I am.
What?
Fact is, I guess I just plain ain't interested.
You ain't interested?
I reckon not.
Uh-huh. Well, I reckon we'll just have to get you interested. In fact, we'll just have to get everybody here interested in getting you interested. All right, everybody, over here. Now, here's the story. Pyle is the only one who hasn't made PFC. I want 100% PFC platoon, and you are going to help me to get it. How? There's another PFC test being given tomorrow, and Pyle is going to take it. Now, this is an order. You are all taking a 2-hour shift tonight, right around the clock, helping Pyle bone up for that test tomorrow. When he walks in there in the morning, I want his head so full it'll be coming out of his ears. You see, I think I know the reason for his failing that test. One word. Stupidness. So you are going to help him get over his stupidness. Is that clear?
Aye, Sergeant.
Is that clear to you, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant.
I must be crazy to stick around here and let you drive me nuts. I don't know why I do it, but I do. Every day it's something different. It's always stupidness, stupid. Same thing over and over and over.
I got it. Hey, Garson. Garson, I got the part about ascending to 45.
Oh, that's wonderful. What time is it?
2:15.
I'm not getting paid for overtime. 2 to 4 is later shift. Where is he? I was just coming for you. Patient is all yours, Doctor.
I heard a nice girl, but this is ridiculous.
Hey, Duke. Hey. Sure nice of you fellers to help me out like this. You know that?
Yeah, I know that.
You're a good friend, Duke, a real good friend.
But we don't have too much time. You sleepy?
No, I'm wide awake. I really am. See? My eyes ain't even bloodshot yet. Ain't the least bit tired.
Good. If you feel yourself getting sleepy, just throw some cold water on your face. Main thing is to stay awake.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Let's go.
All right, Ben, your examination books are there on your desk, but I don't want you to open them until I tell you to. Now, you've got 1 hour, 60 minutes to complete this test. If any of you finish early, hand in your books and leave the room quietly because other men around you may be still working. Remember, no talking. The word is quiet. Okay? Everybody ready? Go.
Guess you heard what happened to Pyle at the PSC test.
Yeah,
I guess you did.
He fell asleep. Right in the middle of the test, he fell asleep. That yo-yo? Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to let him spoil my trip. I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going to have fun. Do you hear me? Fun, fun, fun. I'm going to enjoy.
Sorry. But aren't you packing kind of early?
I'm in a hurry. When Friday morning gets here, I go. The sooner I get away from Pyle, the happier I'll be. I've got to get this press and pick up some stuff at the PX. You got my travel orders typed up yet?
I was going to do it this morning, Sarge.
Well, get moving. I want them on the colonel's desk ready for his signature right away.
Okay, Sarge.
Fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Hey, Corporal.
Well, look who's here. Sleeping Beauty.
Is Sergeant Carter around?
Look, Pyle, I wouldn't go looking for Sergeant Carter if I were you.
Guess he is pretty sore at me, huh?
You pulled some buttes in the past, Pyle, but this one tops them all.
I know. That's the reason I'm here. I wanted to apologize to Sergeant Carter.
Well, he won't be back for a while.
Oh, do you mind if I wait for him?
Wait for him.
Thank you. Hey, Corporal, did somebody just ship in?
What?
I just seen that bag on the bunk over there, and I wondered if somebody was coming in.
No one's coming in, Pyle. Someone's going out. Sergeant Carter, if you must know.
Sergeant Carter?
Right.
Where's he going?
Honolulu.
You mean he's leaving?
That's right, Pyle. You can't go to Honolulu without leaving.
It's all said. It's official.
It will be if I ever get these orders typed and signed by the colonel. Effective 9 a.m. Friday morning.
Golly, when did all this take place?
Pyle, will you quit pestering me? Now I know why Carter wants to get away from you.
Ought to wear sunglasses all the time. You look kind of glamorous. Oh, are you glamorous? Vince, you're a glamorous animal.
Come on. Look, the sun gets pretty strong in Hawaii. You got any with darker glass?
Sure. Ah, how do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Hey, Sergeant.
These the darkest you got?
Sergeant, could I speak to you a minute?
At 1:30 in the afternoon? Isn't it way past your bedtime?
I know you're sore at me, Sergeant. You got a perfect right to be. But I just want you to know that I'm sorry.
Good. Now beat it. I'm busy. I've got some things to take care of.
That's because you're gonna leave, huh?
That's right. I'm leaving. How did you know?
Corporal told me. Sergeant, why are you leaving?
You want to know why? I'll tell you. To get away from a certain meatball, that's why.
That's what I thought. You mean me, don't you?
Do you know any other meatballs, Private Pyle?
No, because I didn't pass that test, and I didn't make PSC. Sergeant, I feel just awful. Just because I failed that test, that's the only reason you're leaving? I mean, if I passed the test, you wouldn't go?
Pyle, if you passed the test, why would I want to go? There'd be such a celebration, a banquet, parties. I'd be crazy to leave. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. But you didn't pass the test, so I am going. Now, if you don't mind, I have some packing to do. Shirley, I'll take these glasses and some razor blades, some toothpaste, some aftershave.
Let me understand. You want to take this test again? Is that right, Private?
That's right, sir.
Well, according to this report, you failed it twice within a week.
Yes, sir, I know.
I can't imagine why you should have so much trouble. I should think the second time you took it, you should have been able to pass it with your eyes closed.
Oh, no, sir, that don't work.
Well, we want to see our men try to advance themselves, so it shouldn't be too difficult to arrange another test for you. We'll notify you, probably in about a month.
A month? Oh, no, sir, not a month. I can't wait that long. I got to take the test tomorrow. That is with the lieutenant's permission, sir.
Well, what's a rush, Private? You think you're going to get the same questions you had yesterday?
Oh, no.
We keep changing the test, you know. The next one you get will be entirely different.
I don't care. I'll take them all, but I just got to take it tomorrow.
Well, this is a bit irregular.
Please, it's very important. Please, sir.
There's a group from A Company scheduled to take the test tomorrow. You can sit with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, sir. I really appreciate it.
Time's up. Everyone stop writing. Check to see if your names are clearly written on all your papers. Leave them there on your desk. Return to your company area. Just a minute, Pyle. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
How do you think you did, Pyle?
Oh, I'm sure I passed. I think I made 100%.
I'm sure you did, too. All right, come on, let's have it.
Huh?
A little piece of paper you've got hidden in your pocket. Your cheat notes.
My what?
You know what I mean. A little special something you've got in your pocket that helped you get that 100%.
You mean this? Really not a very good picture of him.
Sergeant Carter? This is what helped you pass your test?
He's the reason I got interested in taking the test and passing it.
Well,
what's that, Sarge?
You said it. In 45 minutes, I'll be on my way to paradise. Now, remember, for the next 10 days, you're in charge of the platoon. Keep them on the ball.
You can count on me.
Good. Well, I guess that's about it. My travel orders, you got them?
Huh? I don't have them.
What do you mean you don't have them? You said the colonel sent them over yesterday all signed.
He did. I put them right there on the desk. I thought you took them.
Huh? Look in the back. Go through the lockers everywhere.
Hey, Sergeant. Cleaning up your desk? Real good habit. Wally at the filling station back home used to say if you keep your desk nice and clean, you'd never misplace anything. A place for everything and everything in its place. He was right, don't you think so, Sergeant?
I'm not interested, Pyle. Whatever you got on your mind, I'm not interested.
Ain't what I got on my mind, it's what I got on my sleeve.
Huh? You made PFC?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Lieutenant gave me special permission to take the test over again yesterday, and guess what? I passed.
Yeah. That's great.
I not only passed, Sergeant, but I made 100%.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But the best part of it is now you don't have to leave.
Huh? Yeah.
That's what you said, remember? If I made PFC, you wouldn't have to leave.
Huh?
Well, I didn't want to see you transfer out to High Warrior.
Transfer? What are you talking about?
Wasn't you going to transfer to High Warrior?
No, Pyle. I don't know where you get your information. I wasn't asking for a transfer. I'm going to Hawaii on a furlough, a vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah.
You was going on a vacation?
Yes, as soon as I find my travel orders are missing. Have you found them yet?
I don't see them.
Sergeant?
Not now, Pyle, but keep looking. They gotta be there someplace.
But, Sergeant?
Don't bother me, Pyle. I got a plane to catch.
Not anymore.
Where are you looking back there? Did you look under that? I haven't got a plane to catch.
See, I thought you was leaving for good, because I couldn't make PFC. And in the PX, you said if I did make PFC, then you didn't have to go.
Yeah?
So I come by here earlier to tell you that I passed the test. And I seen your travel orders on the desk there.
And?
So I took them to the colonel and told him you didn't want them. I'd go right back over there and get them, except he tore them up while I was standing there, little bitty pieces. So it was just a little old vacation. You wasn't going to transfer out at all. But what difference as long as I made PFC? Ain't that right, Sergeant? And I did make PFC.
Hold me.
You are surprised, I can tell. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Boy, them jets sure do go fast, don't they, Sergeant? Whoosh! Hey, there goes another one. You know, sometimes I just like to look up at them planes and guess where they're going. Do you ever do that, Sergeant? Just look up there and try to guess where they're going? Why, I bet they're going to different places all over the world. Whoosh! Now, there's what I call a clean winder. Must be this new cleaning rag I got. It's really a shirt. Sure does clean good, though. You know where I found it?
In the garbage?
That's right. How'd you know?
I guessed.
Well, to be perfectly honest, can't blame anybody for throwing it out. Now, where in the world would anybody wear a shirt like this?
I wouldn't know, Pyle. I wouldn't know.
I want every inch of these grounds policed. Every inch, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Keep those heads down and pick up everything that doesn't grow. Move it, move it.
Shazam! Look what I found. What
you got,
Look
Joe?
this.
What is it? What is it? What'd you find?
4-leaf clover.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Ain't I, though? I wonder what kind of luck it'll bring me.
I wonder. All right, you people, get back to work. Move it, move it.
Back home, Barbara Sue Hooverback found one under her front porch, and 2 weeks later she married Wendell Conroy, and to this day she still wears that clover in a locket around her neck on a chain.
Kyle.
She's so proud of it. She wears these real low-cut dresses so everybody can see it.
Kyle.
Of course, she can't see the clover unless she opens up her locket. Shoot, she'll open up that locket at the drop of a hat.
Kyle, knock it off.
Yes.
All right, you people, fall in. All right, come on, move it, move it, move it, move it. The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette.
The smoking lamp is lit for one cigarette. Aye, aye, sir.
Light up.
Sir,
What do you want?
I don't smoke, so it'd be all right if I kept looking for some 4-leaf clovers.
Get.
Thank you, sir. I might even find one for you.
Wonderful.
Of course, you don't have a locket you can keep it in like Barbara Sue Hooverback, but there's other places you can keep it, like in the sweatband of your hat or in your...
Kyle.
Sir?
Get lost.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, Captain.
Good afternoon, Sergeant. Could I talk to you for a moment?
Something wrong, Captain?
Not unless you call making a Marine base look like a street corner.
I authorized a break for these people, Captain.
A break does not mean ogling women Marines. Sergeant, inform your men that this is an administration building and not the corner drugstore.
Aye, Captain.
Carry on.
What's the matter with you knuckleheads? Don't you know a captain when you see one?
Sorry, sir. We didn't see her.
You didn't see her? You didn't see a captain? All right, you just stand at attention, and you'll watch for captains.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Private.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that you just did?
Ma'am?
Just now when I approached, what did you do?
I guess I tipped my hat. That's right, I tipped my hat, Spot, ma'am.
You did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do these bars show you that I'm a captain?
Yes, ma'am. But the rest of the uniform shows me that you're a lady. And I always tip my hat to a lady.
One of your people, Sergeant?
Yes, he is, Captain.
It is customary for recruits to learn to salute their very first day in the service.
Yes, ma'am. Didn't he salute the captain?
He did not. He tipped his hat.
Tipped his hat.
On account of she's a lady, and I always tip my hat to a lady.
Private, do you know your general orders?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
What is your 10th general order?
Let's see now. To take charge of this post and all government property.
That is your first one.
Yes, ma'am, I know it is. But I learned them in order, and so I have to go all the way through them to get the 10th. To walk my post in a military manner.
Did this man learn military courtesy, or did he not?
He certainly did, Captain. I
Then
cannot...
why is he not showing it?
Well, I just don't...
That is a poor reflection of his training, Sergeant, if I may say.
I've got it. Here it is. To salute all officers and all colors and standards not cased. That's your 10th general order right there.
That is correct. And the way you do that is you raise your right hand directly and smartly. Thumb and fingers are straight and touching each other. Your upper arm is level with the deck and your forearm at a 45-degree angle. You hold that salute until it is returned, then cut away your hand smartly back to your side. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. But wouldn't it be a whole lot easier if I just tipped my hat and said, good afternoon, ma'am?
Hey, excuse me, if the captain will let me take over now...
No, Sergeant. I have a much better plan. You have this private report to me every evening this week in my office after duty hours. I think I can teach him the business of saluting so that he never forgets it. That's an order. Carry on.
Just think, Sergeant. She's gonna take a whole week just to teach me proper saluting. Ain't that nice of her?
Gomer, why are you wasting your time sprucing up? You'll be torn to shreds as soon as you get to her office.
Oh, quit joshing, Duke. She's a real nice lady, that lady captain.
Gomer, that's no lady. Do you know what they call her? Captain Iron Pants. Yeah, Captain Iron Pants.
Duke, you ought not call her that. It ain't respectful.
Well, that's what they call her all over.
Hey, Sergeant, sir. It's getting ready to go to my saluting lesson.
Well, you fix it up for yourself real good, boy. Pulling down night school duty. Now, you listen up and listen good. That woman is a captain. You say yes, Captain Martin, no, Captain Martin. Understand?
Yes, sir. Captain Martin. I don't care what nobody else calls her.
Huh?
Do you know what they call her on this base? And ain't respectful neither.
Corporal Peters,
Yes, Captain?
do you type with a compact?
No, ma'am. But I'm meeting Sergeant Marshall after work, and it's just a few minutes before 17:30.
Those few minutes belong to this office. So if you wish to indulge in camouflage operations, don't do it here. Let me tell you something, Corporal. Those little feminine vanities do nothing to further a career in the service. In fact, I've found them a hindrance. Oh, excuse me, sir.
That's all right. You have those requisitions, Cap?
Yes, sir, right here.
I saw that business with Corporal Peters. Don't you think you're being a little rough on her?
No, sir, I don't. After all, we haven't secured for the night yet. And we are Marines working on a Marine base.
You're also women. I don't think it's so bad if Corporal Peters puts on a little makeup. She's just trying to win a different battle than you are.
Have a nice evening.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Private Gomer Pyle. You requested that I come here for some extra duty, so here I am.
Oh, yes, the hat tipper. Over here, Private. These cards list all the officers on the base. I want you to file them alphabetically in the lower drawer.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that you'll get in practice, whenever you come to a card with a woman officer on it, I want you to stand up and salute.
You mean salute the card?
That's right. Oh, is that funny, Private? Does that strike you as funny?
No, ma'am.
All right, sit down and get to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I was always taught not to sit while a lady's standing. My mama taught me that.
I am a captain in the United States Marine Corps, and that is all I am to you.
Well, that's a lot, ma'am. That's a whole lot.
You bet it is. Now get busy. When you finish with that, I have other duties for you. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am. Lieutenant James Parker. Captain Larry Brown. Oh, here's one. Captain Martha Bentley. Is that what you mean, ma'am?
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I'm holding a chair out for you, ma'am. That's another thing my mama taught me.
Private, listen. There are a lot of things you've learned in civilian life that do not always apply here. Now, common courtesies are fine, but chair pushing and hat tipping and other civilian niceties are unnecessary. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you trying to help me, Captain. But I hope you won't be too upset if it don't take right away. After all, my mama had over 20 years to drum all that into me.
Then we may just be here that long.
Good evening, ma'am.
Private, you're late.
I'm sure sorry about that. I was almost here when I remembered the sweets, and I had to run all the way back to the barracks to get them.
Sweets? Recruits aren't allowed candy. Where did you get it?
Oh, it ain't for me. It's for you, Captain. It's just an old chocolate bar. My cousin Gomer sent it to me in the mail. He didn't know we ain't supposed to have them. Thought you might like it.
Private Pyle, are you trying to bribe me with a candy bar?
Gosh, no, ma'am. It's just a tiny present's all. Ladies should get presents. Please take it.
Private, I've got a lot of work to do, and so do you. Suppose we get started.
Yes, ma'am. Captain, if you want to holler at me for being late, you just do that. Otherwise, the candy might really look like a bribe.
What?
What I'm trying to say is, it ain't really a bribe, and if you'll go ahead and holler, then I'll know you think of it as a present.
Never mind.
Just go ahead and holler, and that'll prove you don't think of it as a bribe.
That won't be necessary.
But, Captain, if you just...
Pyle, get busy cleaning this office now. Move it, move it, move it. Move it.
Yes, ma'am.
Private, what are you doing?
Sharpening these pencils like you asked, ma'am.
This may be a silly question, but why don't you use the pencil sharpener? What do you think that is? Now resharpen those, and on the double.
Ma'am?
What is it?
This here thing's a pencil sharpener. It ain't got no handle.
It's electric. You put the pencils in and they sharpen themselves.
You're pulling my leg, ma'am.
There.
Lord, what'll they think of next? Electric. Ain't that something?
Pyle, stop playing with that pencil sharpener.
Yes, ma'am. There you are, ma'am. There's the first one. That sure was fun. Too short?
Not for a golf tee. But it is too short for me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can see that now. A lady shouldn't use a stubby pencil. You might break your fingernails and ruin all that nice banana-smelling polish.
I don't have long fingernails. And I don't wear that nice banana-smelling polish.
That's right. You sure enough don't, ma'am. Could have swore you did. Maybe you ought to.
What?
Well, ma'am, you have such nice hands. Long fingernails and that red goo could make them even look that much nicer. Well, I'll go sharpen you some more pencils now. Sergeant, sir. I didn't see you.
Well, the rest of the people are on arrest period. What are you doing?
Just a little private policing, sir.
What's the matter? Don't you have enough to do between Captain Martin and myself?
Oh, yes, sir, but this is different. You see, I'm just looking for tinfoil.
Tinfoil?
Yes, sir. It's a surprise for Captain Martin.
You got to surprise Captain Martin with a ball of tinfoil?
Oh, no, sir. The tinfoil is just for the decoration. The real surprise is underneath that.
Carry on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Is that a new way to stand at attention?
No, ma'am. It's just that I know how ladies like to be surprised.
What?
I found them growing wild back yonder at the back gate. They're for you. Take them.
Oh, that's very nice, Private. But I'm afraid I don't have anything to keep them in, so I can't accept them.
How's this?
What's that?
Homemade vase. Pretty, ain't they?
Yes, they are.
This here vase It's just an old milk bottle I found back in the mess hall. I covered it in tinfoil on account I didn't think a vase ought to say low fat on it.
Thank you, Private.
You're welcome, ma'am. I think a lady should have pretty things on her desk.
All right, Private. May as well secure for the night. Check that window, will you?
Yes, ma'am. Shazam! Would you look at that moon? Boy, it'd sure be a great night for dice watching back home.
Private, finish up and you can shove off.
Yes, ma'am.
Gas watching?
Yes, ma'am. Back home, I used to work at this filling station. Whenever there'd be a shiny moon and I'd be working nights, I used to spill out a little gas on the concrete and watch the reflection that the moon made on it. All them shiny colors and runny lines.
I see.
Sometimes this girl I knew named Ida Carrington, she'd come over and sit with me, and we'd eat a bag of pine nuts together. We'd just sit there and look at all them runny lines and listen to old Lester Pruitt's hound dog baying away at the moon. Way off yonder, you could hear the whistle off the Nashville train passing through. Woo-woo! And that's the only sound there'd be, except every once in a while Ida Carrington cracking open the pine nut with her teeth. I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to run off like that. I'm sure a lady like you's got a lot better memories of moonlit nights and chomping away at pine nuts and looking at guys. Well, I guess I'll shove off if the captain don't need nothing else.
No, that'll be all.
Well, see you tomorrow night, ma'am. Good night, Captain.
Off to your night of date with Captain Iron Pants?
I wish you'd stop calling her that.
Why?
Well, it ain't respectful, and she's a lady.
A lady? Oh, Gomer, look alive.
Well, she is, and she's a real nice lady, too.
You know what I bet, Gomer? I bet she's got a tattoo on her arm.
You know what, Duke? You ain't a gentleman, is what?
Huh?
Talking that way about a lady. It's just crude talk.
Oh, come on.
It's true. It ain't nothing but crude talk.
Gomer, it's just too bad you're only a boot and she's a captain. Otherwise, you could take her out. You picture that, fellas? Gomer out dancing with Captain Iron Pants? She'd probably want to lead.
It's crude talk. It ain't nothing but crude talk. You're crude, Duke. You're awful crude. Good evening, Captain. I didn't hear you come in.
This is an office, Private, not a dance hall.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. It's just that whenever I hear any kind of music, my feet just naturally start moving. Before I know it, all of them is moving. Do you dance, ma'am?
I beg your pardon?
I said, do you dance?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
What?
I mean, 'cause dancing is just about the most fun there is once you get the hang of it.
Private, get on with your work.
Yes, ma'am. Captain?
What now?
I bet there are a lot of nice officers on this base that are just dying for you to learn.
Look here.
Like that Colonel Van Pelt. I seen him through the officers' club window one night while I was on duty, and he was dancing with a girl not half as pretty as you.
Private, you may go back to your quarters now.
Yes, ma'am. Captain? If you'll excuse me for saying this, well, I know that you're a top-notch Marine, and you really work hard at it. But you was a lady before you was a Marine, and a mighty fine lady, too. So maybe, if you work a little at that, I mean, maybe...
Maybe my nickname wouldn't be Iron Pants?
Never. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, Captain.
Good night, sir.
Captain Martin.
Yes, sir.
That's very nice, whatever it is you have on.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Good evening, ma'am. Well, don't you look nice, ma'am?
Thank you, Private.
Real nice. Well, what would you like for me to do this evening?
Private Pyle, you've completed your week of extra duty with me, you know. It won't be necessary for you to come back here anymore.
Oh, heck.
What?
Well, I was beginning to enjoy coming here every evening after chow, ma'am. And I'm gonna miss it, what? But don't you worry, I won't forget the lesson you wanted me to learn. I'll salute all officers, whether they're man or woman.
Good.
And next time you come passing by, I know just what I'll do. May I? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good, Private.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I don't reckon I'll be seeing much of you anymore, ma'am.
Goodbye, Private.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Private.
Ma'am?
There are hundreds of men on this base who salute me when I walk by. If you should forget and tip your hat instead when I pass, well, if no one else is around, I'll try not to notice.
Oh, don't you worry, ma'am. I won't never forget. Well, bye, ma'am.
All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's move it. Hey, cut. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon, ma'am. As you were. All right, let's go. Let's pick it all up. Let's get this area cleaned up.
Something interesting catch your eye, Private?
Don't you look nice, Sergeant? Don't you look real nice?
Huh?
Captain Martin, don't she look nice? Bless her heart.
Pyle, that is a Marine captain you're looking at. That's all. A Marine captain.
Oh, yes, sir. She's a lady. She's a real fine lady.
Yeah, while the guys are out on detail this afternoon, maybe we can get caught up on some of that paperwork.
Well, I hope so, Sarge. We have all those supply requisitions to fill out and all those personnel forms. Oh, by the way, those entry blanks for the talent contest came in.
What talent contest?
Haven't you heard? They're looking for Marine talent to appear in the annual Navy Relief Show in Washington, D.C.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're picking one guy from each base to do something there, like sing or play an instrument.
No fooling. That really ought to be something.
Yeah. What do you want me to do with those entry blanks?
Throw them away.
Right.
That's right. We got more important things to do. Besides, who's got any talent in our platoon?
You never know, Sarge.
Well, I know.
Hey, Vince, what do you say, pal? Hiya, Boyle.
Oh, Hacker. What are you doing out in the mess hall? Another fire start in the kitchen?
You're funny, Carter. You know, with your sense of humor, you ought to be in the talent contest. I bet you would have done pretty well, too. Except we already know who the winner is, so you don't have to bother. Have I piqued your curiosity?
Not particularly.
Good. Then I'll introduce you. This is Private Brian Jones. He's a new replacement.
Nice to meet you, Sergeant. Corporal?
Yeah, Jones here is going to be representing our platoon in the talent contest. That is, he'll be representing our base in the talent contest.
So?
So? Aren't you going to ask what he does? Tell him what you do, Jones.
Well, actually, I do a little singing.
Yeah. That's what he does, a little singing. Lay a little on him.
Out here, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. That's enough. Save the rest for the audition. And Washington.
Hey, Hacker.
Yes?
I don't get it. Why are you making such a big deal out of a talent contest?
Well, someone from our base is going to be sent to Washington. So I thought how nice it would be if that someone just happened to be from my platoon.
And how did you just happen to come up with Jones here?
Well, I needed a replacement for the mess hall, so I went over to the replacement pool, conducted a few interviews, and when I found out that Jones here was a graduate of a conservatory of music, I knew he was just right for my kitchen. See you, Vince.
Big deal. Talent contest, Washington, D.C. Boy, some guys.
Well, don't put it down, Sarge. You know Hacker. He's always looking to be one up with the colonel.
What?
Well, the guy representing the base comes from his platoon. And when he's introduced in Washington, they'll probably say Private Jones from C Company, Camp Henderson. And they might even mention Hacker's name. And they might not. Well, here go the entry blanks.
What are you doing, Boyle?
Throwing them away, like you said.
When did I say that?
About 5 minutes ago.
The picture has changed in 5 minutes. Pick up them entry blanks. We're gonna find talent, but we're gonna do it the honest way. From our own platoon. Boy, how that Hacker could stoop so low and bring in a ringer from the replacement pool, I don't know. You'd think he'd at least have the decency to pick a man from his own platoon. But not Hacker. Oh, no. He's got to do it the sneaky, underhanded way. Go to the replacement pool.
But, Sarge, what if we don't find any talent in our platoon?
Then we'll go to the replacement pool. Now, I'm sure you guys recognize this as a golden opportunity for one of you to go to Washington and bring honor not only to your platoon, but to the entire Marine Corps. Now, I've never asked any of you guys if you got any talent, but I'm sure that some of you do. And that's what I'm looking for. But I only want the top talent. So if you're rotten, forget it. Now, who wants to audition first? Anybody? Come on, guys, let's not be bashful. Look, I'll take back what I said just now. If you think you're rotten, step forward anyway. Let me be the judge. Yeah, Hummel, what do you do?
I play the clarinet.
You do?
And he plays real nice, too, Sergeant.
Then why were you holding back? Go get your clarinet. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Any guys hear him play? Is he any good?
Well, I've heard him lots of times, Sergeant. He's real good. Just wait till you hear him.
No kidding. Are you ready, Hummel? Hey, look at that. He warms up like a real pro. All right, Hummel. Whenever you're ready. You got a lot of nerve, Hummel. No talent, but a lot of nerve. And you too, Pyle. It takes a lot of guts to recommend somebody like that. Okay.
Replacement pool?
Wait a minute. Okay, anyone else?
Come on, you guys.
What does he do?
Nothing.
Bronsky, front and center. All right, Bronsky, what do you do?
I tap dance.
Tap dance? Are you sure? Yeah, tap dancing. That's always a crowd pleaser. That's even better than singing. All right, move the table, move the table. A tap dancer, huh? All right, stand back, fellas. Give him plenty of room. Okay, Bronsky, you're on.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Move the table back. Move the table back.
He could have done a lot better, Sergeant, if he'd had taps on his combat boots.
So that's it, huh, fellas? That's the talent?
If you don't mind my saying so, Sergeant, there's one man in this platoon who has real talent, and he hasn't even been suggested.
Yeah, who's that?
Pyle.
Come on, let's go to the replacement pool.
Wait, Sarge, you've heard him. He's not bad.
Well, are you out of your mind? Pyle in a contest to go to Washington?
Sarge, he sings good. Listen to him.
Okay. All right, Pyle, let's hear you.
Sergeant, I'm not good enough for a contest.
I know, Pyle, but let's hear you anyway.
But, Sergeant, I'm not a professional singer. I could never get up on that stage in front of people.
Sing, Pyle.
But, Sergeant, I just...
Pyle singing, that's an order.
Just a twilight when the lights are low and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Still the heart be weary, sad the day but long. Still to us at twilight comes love's old song. Comes love's old sweet song.
Huh? Give him an entry blank. We can always go to the replacement pool.
Qual più il vento, la 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 la, e di pensiero, la 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 la, qual più il malvento, miuta l'accento, e di pensiero,
Hi, can I help you with something?
Oh, well, please don't stop singing. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. It's just music to unload vegetables by.
That's opera, ain't it? I noticed your Adam's apple popping up and down. That's how I could tell it's opera.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow music lover. My name's Brian Jones.
Well, I'm Gomer Pyle, and this is a real honor. I mean, shaking hands with a voice like that.
Thanks again.
You're a professional singer for sure, aren't you?
Not really. I used to teach singing as a civilian.
Really? You mean you taught voice? Well, I sure could use a few lessons.
Oh, yeah?
Well, my sergeant just entered me in this contest to go to Washington and...
I know. I'm signed up for it, too.
You are? Well, I might as well give up now.
Don't be so modest, Gomer. You're probably pretty good if your sergeant picked you.
Oh, no. I have to tell you, my voice is more for singing along than listening to.
Well, let's find out. Is there a piano around here?
Well, yeah, over at the rec hall, but you don't want to hear me.
You heard me. I think it's only fair if I hear you.
From this valley, they say you are going. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened my life for a while.
Are you sure you never had any lessons?
No, I just used to sing around a filling station back home in Mayberry. Really could get some good sounds from down there in the grease pit.
You're like a musician who can't read music, but who plays great. And you've got a lot more lung power than you think.
I do?
Try this for me.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
But give it full voice.
La 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 la.
Now bring it up from your diaphragm.
My what?
Diaphragm, from down here.
La 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 la.
Good. Try it again.
La 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 la.
God!
You still can't believe that's coming out of you, Gomer? Well, you got the pipes. Now it's just a matter of how to use them.
Well, I sure am grateful to you, Brian, but ain't it strange? Here we are rivals in the same contest, and you're helping me.
Like I told you, teaching's my business. Full diaphragm.
Hey, Vince.
Yeah?
Is that crazy rumor I hear true that you're entering Pyle in the contest?
What about it?
Oh, nothing. I just feel bad about it, that's all.
Huh?
Well, you know when you and I usually compete in something, we give each other a good fight. We make it interesting, you know what I mean.
Sure.
A-E-I-O-U.
Hold it. What's going on here?
Well, hey, Sergeant, guess what? Brian here's been giving me singing lessons. He's getting me in shape for the contest.
Huh?
How about that for sportsmanship, huh, Vince? That's very nice of you, Jones, helping out the less fortunate.
No, Gomer has a fine voice.
Sure, and I'm proud of you for taking an interest in him. It's like Willie Mays giving his time to help out a minor leaguer. Come on, kid, let's go. Hey, wait a minute. I haven't heard you sing in a little while. How about laying one of them high notes on me? Come on.
Boy, he sure has a golden voice, don't he? And ain't it nice of him to help me out like this?
Yeah. Look, if you see Corporal Boyle, tell him I'll be right back.
Where you going, Sergeant?
To the replacement pool. He'll understand.
I keep nagging you, Gomer. Use your diaphragm.
The sky above, the sky above.
Good. Do it again.
The sky
chilly in here.
Chilly? Well, as soon as you start moving this produce around, you work up a good sweat, you'll be warm in no time.
Well, I sure hope so, 'cause right now I'm broke out in goose pimples all over. Maybe I ought to go get a sweater.
You know, maybe it is a little too nippy in here. I tell you what I'll do. On the way out, I'll adjust the temperature.
Well, I sure thank you, Sergeant Hacker, and I think it'd be much healthier for the vegetables, too.
Pyle? Pyle? Where in the heck? Pyle, what are you doing? Come out of there.
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
Would you tell me what you're doing in that freezer?
I'm working. Sergeant Hacker gave me a real good job.
Of all the rotten... we got 5 hours to thaw you out. Now, come on!
Santa Lucia, I shall quickly sail over the ocean. Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
What do you think you're doing? He's your competition.
That was beautiful, Private Jones. A fine job.
Thank you, sir.
That was just thrilling, Brian. It just sent shivers up and down my spine.
Thanks, Gomer.
Yeah, great. They'll love you in Washington.
The next contestant is from Company B, Private Gomer Pyle.
Just do the best you can, Pyle. Maybe you'll get a consolation prize. They'll send you to Pasadena.
I'll do my best, Sergeant.
One alone to be my own, I alone to know her caresses, one to be eternally, the one my worshipping soul possesses. At her call, I'd give my all my life and all my love enduring. This would be a magic world to me if she were mine. At her call, I'd give my all my life and all my love enduring. This would be a magic world to me if she were mine.
Just a moment, Pyle. Private Jones, would you come up here? Excuse me a moment. This may seem highly unorthodox, but... the winner and representative of Camp Henderson for the Navy Relief Show in Washington is Private First Class Gomer Pyle.
Pyle, you watch!
Congratulations, Gomer, that's great.
Hold it. Let me explain something. Both of you sang so well, it was really a toss-up, and... well, that's exactly what I did.
You won, Pyle. You're going to Washington. I knew you had it, kid. I knew it all the time.
Congratulations, Gomer.
Golly, I don't know what to say. I don't deserve to win. Well, imagine the student beating the teacher.
Student beating the teacher, what does that mean?
I wouldn't have won the contest if it hadn't been for Brian here.
Oh?
Well, you see, he's been coaching me. I didn't know a thing about singing except open and close my mouth. Then he started teaching me, and honest, I never learned so much so fast. He taught me everything. That song.
Nice going.
Well, as an example of what you can do, I think you should be brought to the attention of the Marine Corps Glee Club.
Sir?
They're always on the lookout for a good vocal coach, and I think you just might fit the bill.
Thank you, sir. It couldn't have turned out better.
It sure couldn't on account of you've always liked teaching. Now you're going to get to be doing what you like most. Brian, I'd like to invite you over to the PX and buy you a bottle of pop and drink a toast to the man who helped me discover my diaphragm.
It's a deal.
Thank you again, sir. And thank you, Sergeant Carter and Sergeant Hacker. It's been a happy ending all the way around.
Gomer, you're
let's
great.
go.
You did a great job. When you get to Washington, you're going to do just as well. You'll win it for the We're so proud of you.
You know something, Charlie? All of a sudden, I just got the weirdest feeling.
What's that?
That this whole thing has been something out of a storybook, and you and me are good fairies. You notice how I played it, Boyle? I played it real cool. I never said he was good, and I never said he was bad.
Well, that's true, Sarge.
You see, if I said he was bad, he would have got discouraged. If I said he was good, he would have got cocky. So I played it neutral, and it worked.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah. Everything fell into place for us just right. And the best part is, Pyle will be in Washington out of my hair for 3 whole weeks. 21 solid days of peace and quiet. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. What is it, Pyle? Your plane's leaving early?
Better than that, Sergeant. I was just over talking to Colonel Gray, and I told him how you picked me for the contest.
Well, I believed in you.
I know, Sergeant. And since you've been such an inspiration to me so far, I got to thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful if you could go back to Washington with me and be by my side for the show?
Well, that would be nice, but I just couldn't get away, Pyle.
Well, I told Colonel Gray about it, and he thought it was a real good idea. So he's assigned you to go back to Washington with me. And I've already got the whole 3 weeks planned. We'll see all the sights together, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, the Library of Congress. Just you and me, Sergeant, having the...
Earth 318 on the road, move it on the double, move it, move it!
Only rifles and belts, Gomer, no bumps.
That's right! Hands! Hey! Hands! Good. You move very good for a bunch of old ladies. After 10 weeks, after 10 long weeks. Don't you people know how to move on the double? Well, don't you?
Yes, sir!
Then why don't you, huh? Why don't you?
Excuse me, sir, but I was...
While you are a pea-brain knucklehead, on top of that, you're a late pea-brain knucklehead.
Just gonna say...
Don't talk.
I just said...
Don't talk.
Yes, sir. See, it was my belt. It got caught onto... Boom.
Don't move that mouth. I want no moving of that mouth. No sound coming from within it or without and or no combination of same. Or I will have you doing push-ups into the middle of next week. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. That's very clear. That's as clear as any...
Cut! Inspection! Ha!
I just love this part.
This piece is filthy, you hear me, boy? Filthy, dirty, 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 dirty.
Yes, sir!
There is no place in the Marines for dirty people. You hear me? There is no place in the Marines for dirty people with dirty rifles. You are dirty people, and I don't like you. You hear me?
Yes, sir!
Do you like me?
Yes, sir!
Well, I don't like you. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Another dirty person. You have a dirty rifle, dirty person. You know that?
But, sir,
Get it clean.
Yes, sir.
Knock off that smile. Tighten up that face. I want to see them lips white. I want to see them tight. Get a mean look on your face, boy. Mean. Mean. I don't like you, boy. You hear me? I don't like you. Do you like me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And, sir, I ain't just saying that neither. I really do. I really, truly like you.
You do not. You do not like me. Let you and me have a mutual admiration society. I don't like you, you don't like me.
Sir?
Knock it off. Now, you people, listen up. You are 1 week away from graduation. In 1 week, you are supposed to become basic Marines. And I am here to tell you that I do not think you are ready. And why? Because you are slow and you are dirty. Dirty and slow. Well, we have 1 week to fix all that. Every day between now and graduation, I'm going to stay on you people until you are squared away. Is that clear? Yes, sir! And why? Because you are... Dirty, sir! Dirty, dirty, dirty! Dirty, 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 sir! Remember that. Especially you.
Yes, sir. Sir, and I like you. I really do.
You people were supposed to know your general orders your first week in boot camp. Well, now it's 10 weeks later. And let's just see. Slater, what's your sixth general order?
Sir, my sixth general order is to receive, obey, and pass on to the center who relieves me all orders from commanding officer, field officer of the day, and officers and non-commissioned officers of the guard only.
Lucky guess. Peters, number 8.
Sir, my eighth general order is to give the alarm in case of fire or disorder.
Pile number 11.
Sir, my 11th general order is to be especially watchful at night and during the hours for challenging, to challenge all persons on or near my post, and to let nobody pass without proper authority.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. All wrong. Not nobody. You said nobody. It's no one. And to allow no one to pass. You got that, Pyle? To allow no one to pass. And you call yourself ready for graduation. Pyle, I don't like people who don't know their general orders. You hear?
Yes, sir. And I don't blame you, sir. But I like you.
He means it. He likes me.
I still can't believe he really likes you.
He likes me.
That's too bad, Vince. Are you sure?
I'm sure. I rip him apart and he comes up smiling. The knucklehead likes me. A boot should hate his DI, isn't that right? He should despise him, isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. Hate and despise. Hate and despise.
I'll never forget my DI. Iron-faced Torkin. He was the meanest human being that ever lived. I hated him so much, I used to lie awake nights dreaming up ways to get even. I was gonna find a dishonored surgeon. You know, some doctor that had been disbarred for drinking? We'd chloroform Iron Face, and the doctor would sew up his mouth. Iron Face Torkin. He was mean and rotten and cruel, nothing but a dictator and a beast. He was the greatest DI that ever lived.
Bet you're not on this boat enough, Carter.
I'll lean on him every chance I get.
Yeah, but you gotta pound on him 24 hours a day if you can. No let up. You know, I had a boot started out like that once. His father was a minister and he picked me to love. Well, I made him my house mouse. Made him keep my quarters spotless. Kept him under my heel every minute. I taught him. I cured him, but good. When he graduated, he was the perfect Marine. Hated my guts.
Here's an idea. Why don't I make Pyle my house mouse?
Sure.
I'll make Pyle hate me if it's the last thing I do. I'll teach that boot to fool around with tradition. Boy, wait till that poor boot finds out he's gonna be my house mouse.
Your house mouse? Gosh, sir, what a wonderful honor. I sure do appreciate it, sir.
It ain't an honor, you hear me?
Well, it may not be to you, but it is to me. It ain't every day a fella gets to help out another fella for which the first fella has so much admiration.
Well, maybe you won't like it so much when I tell you what you gotta do.
Oh, I'm sure I will, sir.
First, the deck.
First, the deck.
Never mind repeating.
Never mind repeating. No repeating, right, sir.
I want this deck scrubbed, bleached, and waxed.
Done and done, sir.
But I mean clean. If there's one spot, you're gonna have to do it all over again. You hear that? One spot, and you do it all over.
That's as it should be, sir. Perfect is as perfect does. One spot and do it all over again.
I said no repeating. Now my bunk. My bunk is to be changed. The blankets aired and the linens replaced. And if there is one wrinkle in one blanket or sheet, you're gonna have to do it all over again.
Oh, my, do you hate that, too? I just can't stand the wrinkle in my sheet. It's a throwback is what it is. When I was a boy, I had these sheets made out of flour sacks sewed together, and them seam ridges nearly drove me berserk, so I know what you mean.
Who told you could gab on and on?
I wasn't repeating, sir. It was all new stuff.
I'll say it again. One wrinkle, and you do the whole bunk over. Now my shoes, cleaned and polished.
With the respect due a fine piece of leather, aye, sir.
And the windows. I want them to glisten.
So you can see from the outside in and the inside out, right.
Again, if there's one speck, one tiny little speck, you're gonna have to do it all over again. All over, you hear?
I hear.
And the ledges and the shelves. I want them dusted. And when I say dusted, I don't mean just run over quickly. I mean dusted. You know what's going to happen if I find one speck of dust?
I'm going to have to do it all over again. All over.
You aren't fooling me with that stupid act you're putting on. What I'm doing to you burns you up, doesn't it?
No, it don't, sir.
Oh, come on, Pyle, admit it. You don't like me. You think it's rotten of me to give you all this extra work.
No, I don't, sir. I like you. I like you very much.
You say you do, but you really don't, do you? You couldn't like me after all I'm doing to you.
You're wrong, sir. I do like you.
Why?
It's easy. Look at you. You're paying more attention to me than you are to anybody. Oh, I like you, sir, honest.
Get to work. Pyle, you ready for inspection?
Your house is all mouth, sir.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Uh-huh. It's filthy.
Huh?
Look at that, you dirty person.
I don't hardly see a thing.
Filth! What's the matter with you, Pyle? Are you blind? You got poor eyesight?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, the doctor that examined me said I had the sharpest pair of eyes he'd seen.
I want you to get that scrub brush and get busy.
I once hit a chicken hawk with a rock at 20 yards.
Pyle!
Nobody ever heard of it, though, because there weren't no witnesses.
Pyle!
Except in the hawk, and he was so stunned he didn't remember nothing.
Knock it off! You know something, Pyle?
Sir?
You're not only dirty, you are filthy.
Thank you, sir.
What are you thanking me for?
Well, it ain't every day you get a straightforward, honest opinion. Seems like every time I turn around, I'm thanking you for improving my lot. Sir, you're a friend to have for sure. I get started right away and do it all over again.
I'm losing it, Whip. You know that?
Come on.
That's true. I can't do anything wrong. He likes me. He likes me.
Well, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you try humiliating Pyle in front of his peers?
His peers?
The other guys.
Their peers?
Yeah, it means, the other fellows in the platoon.
I never heard him called peers.
It's, fellas equals. Like I'm your peer.
Hey, that's great.
Believe me, Vince. Humiliate him in front of his own platoon. Especially if he doesn't deserve it.
His peers.
Right. And he'll come around. He'll hate your guts. One thing these boots can't stand is injustice.
I'm desperate. I'll try anything. I can't graduate a boot who likes me. And he likes me. The dirty peer.
Hey, your stuff looks great, kid. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Man, you sure can shine stuff. You really got the magic touch.
Uh-huh. Good, good. Oh, that's very good. Very good. Uh-huh. You call yourself ready for graduation? You call yourself a basic Marine? 10 weeks ago, you came to me a lump. A plain nothing lump. I worked with you. I gave you special attention. And you know something? You're still a lump. This inspection is a disgrace. I ain't learned you a thing. You ain't fit to be in the same platoon with these other peers. You other peers, listen to this. This person is not fit to graduate. He is a sloppy peer. Do it right. Pick him up and do it right. You hate me for doing that, don't you? You just hate me? Tell the truth.
Oh, no, sir. It was nice of you to point out my failings to me. Only a friend would do that. Thank you, sir. I like you for that.
In all my years of being a psychiatrist, I never heard anything like this. Now, let me get this straight, Sergeant. You're upset because a boot likes you?
That's right, sir.
Well, this is something new. Most people have problems because they aren't loved.
Sir, if a DI ain't hated, he ain't a DI. That's what's got me so worried. This recruit likes me.
Tell me something about yourself, Sergeant.
Sir?
Well, I mean, what was your life like before you became a Marine? When you were a youngster, a little fellow?
Sir, I don't know what you...
I mean, what kind of an atmosphere was there?
Well, there was a lot of hollering.
Hollering?
I used to holler at my sister a lot. And my father used to holler at me for hollering at my sister. You might say I was brought up on hollering.
Well, what about your mother?
She'd holler at my father.
Well, how was she with you? Was she nice?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Was she affectionate?
Well, sure.
Did she have any pet names for you? Well, Sergeant, did she have a nickname for you? Well, did she?
Sir, I don't see what this has got to do with...
Sergeant, did your mother have a nickname for you?
Yes, sir.
Well, what was it? What was the name your mother used for you?
Num Num.
Num Num?
Yes, sir. It was a word I used for candy and gum. She used to call me that. Num Num.
Your father, too? Well, then, in spite of the hollering around the house, there was a more or less friendly atmosphere.
I guess.
Of course, this is just an off-the-cuff diagnosis. After all, you're not under treatment. I don't know you too well, but would you like to know what I think, just generally speaking?
Yes, sir.
Carter, underneath all that bluster, there is still the nice, friendly boy from a more or less nice, friendly atmosphere, and Gomer Pyle has gotten through. He has reached Num Num. You see, what you have in this Gomer Pyle is a childlike individual who can see through anger and ranting and raving. He will not be shaken by your attacks, because he knows that underneath it all, there is Num-num.
That's terrible.
Why?
Well, if he can do it, another recruit can do it, and I'm washed up as a DI. I can yell at him all day long, and behind my back they'll say, "There goes Num-Num. Boy, do I like him. Hello, Num-Num, sir."
I'll tell you what I would suggest. I'd put in for a transfer if I were you, Sergeant. Yes, give up drill instructing for a while. Go to another camp and just be a regular sergeant. Then, when you feel that your confidence has been restored, you can always come back to being a DI. You see, your facade of meanness has been penetrated, so to speak.
What's a facade?
Well, that's,
Anything like a pier?
Oh, no. Facade is just a disguise. As you put in for that transfer, I'll endorse it, and you should have no trouble.
Yes, sir. It's a terrible thing to be loved.
Hold still, Gomer. Graduation. Shazam.
There you go.
Boy, it sure happened fast, didn't it, fellers?
Yeah, it only seemed like a century.
Hey, I got a great idea, fellers. Let's make a pact right now that we meet right here at this camp 10 years from today and have a reunion with a cake and everything. How about that?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Where'll we meet?
Hey, what about the cigar store across from the main gate?
Hey, that's a great idea, but what time?
How about 10 years from this Friday, 8 o'clock?
Then it's a day. Boys, it's gonna be nice so we won't lose touch with one another. I'll get my hat and go tell Sergeant Carter.
Whoa, back up, buddy. Who needs him?
You mean you don't want Sergeant Carter there? The man that practically raised us all together? You don't want to see him again?
Oh, we don't mind seeing him again, Gomer. It's just that 10 years is a little soon. Now, 30 or 40 years, okay.
Platoon 317, dismissed.
Aye, sir! Platoon 318, dismissed. Aye,
Hey, we went for so long. I'm gonna miss you almost as much as I'm gonna miss Gomer Pyle.
Well, it won't be the same without you around here, Vince. It's gonna be nice and quiet.
Take it easy, kid.
Be good, boy.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, sir.
Huh?
I looked for you right after graduation. Where'd you disappear to?
Well, I got a lot of packing to do.
Sir, we won't be seeing each other anymore after today. And I was just wondering when and where we could get together again.
Well, that's hard to say. You see, Pyle, I put in for a transfer.
You did?
Yeah, so I can't tell you when or where we could get together again.
Shoot, just tell me where you're going to be and I'll look for you.
No, Pyle, you don't understand. You're going to Paris Island for your infantry training. That's in South Carolina. And I'm going to Camp Henderson. That's in California. We'll be thousands of miles apart.
Heck, it's a shame we both can't go to the same camp.
Yeah, it's a real shame. That's a long time.
Hey, Sergeant, let's write to each other here.
Yeah, we'll write. Goodbye.
Hey, I did want to tell you about the reunion our platoon's going to have 10 years from now.
Oh, yeah? Good. Well, goodbye, Pyle.
It won't be a reunion if you ain't there. So remember, it's 10 years from this Friday in the cigar store opposite the main gate.
The cigar store. I'll remember. Goodbye, Pyle.
Sir, it's 10 years from this Friday at 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Sergeant, your men have just arrived.
Yeah? What do they look like?
Nah.
Well, they can't be any worse than the bunch of meatheads I had in boot camp. One in particular. Come on, let's take a look.
Fall in!
All right. You men are no longer boots. You are now basic Marines. You will now begin your advanced infantry training. I will be your troop leader. My name is Sergeant Carter. Now the first...
Hey, Sergeant, sir. Surprise!
Kyle, what are you? What are all of these men doing?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
What?
Well, here's what happened. You know you said that they was going to send us all to Paris Island? Well, they didn't do no such thing. At the last minute, they changed their minds, and they sent us here to Camp Henderson, where you said you was going to be sent. I didn't want to tell you on account I didn't want to spoil the surprise. And I sure am glad I didn't, because it is a surprise, ain't it, Sergeant? You sure look surprised.
All right, you men. You were sent here, and I was sent here. Okay. I'm going to work you and work you. You think it's going to be easy just because you're out of boot camp? Well, it ain't. And, Pyle, I don't know what you think you see when you look real close, but I will tell you, I am still a sergeant, hard and tough. It ain't just a facade. It ain't a facade. You think it's a facade? No, it's me, through and through. Is that clear? Is that very clear?
Yes, sir. Sir?
Huh?
Are you going to ask me what you always did at boot camp?
What?
You know, about do I like you? Because the answer is yes. I really do. I like you very much. I really do, Sergeant.
Okay, it's open for a buck.
Okay, Vince, I'm in.
I'll see it.
Come on, Carter, deal him like you knew how.
Listen to the Maharaja of the mess hall. How many cards?
I'll take 3.
Give me 2.
And I'll play these. It'll cost you 2 clams to see them.
Okay, Vince, I'll keep you honest.
That's it for me.
Read 'em and weep, sucker. 2 pair, aces and jacks.
Not so fast, sport. I got 15.
What?
3 little 5s.
Looks like he outdrew you, Sarge.
You should only have such luck with your chow, Hacker. We'd be eating like kings.
I don't know about my chow, but I just cooked your goose. Cooked this goose.
Hey, Sergeant, I got it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? You told me to stop by and pick up your uniform at the dry cleaners.
Dry cleaners? He's already been taken to the cleaners, haven't you, Vince?
Okay, Pa, just hang in the locker. Wait a minute, let's see what kind of work they did. That's not my uniform, that's skirt. It's a woman's.
Why don't you try it on, Vince? Maybe it'll change your luck.
Can't you ever do anything right? I gave you a simple little job. Go over to the cleaners and pick up my uniform. Was that too much for that peanut brain of yours to absorb?
Well, I'm sorry about that, Sergeant, but it said Sergeant Carter on the bill.
It did? Where? You're right, Pyle, it did. It says Carter, all right. Sergeant Gloria Carter.
Well, I'll be. Gloria Carter. Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Knock it off, Pyle. Just double time over to that dry cleaners and pick up my uniform. Now, is that clear, or should I write it down? Go!
Right, Sergeant. I can't imagine how a mistake like that happened. Imagine me...
Move! All the nitwits. You know, I used to have plans of being a 30-year man. But with a guy like Pyle in my outfit, I don't know. Any day now, any day.
Yeah. Well, as my old mess sergeant used to say, no matter how you stir the pot, you only get out of it what you put into it.
Huh? What is that supposed to mean?
What's it supposed to mean? Well, I was just saying a guy like Pyle needs special attention, and he's just not getting it. Can you open, Boyle?
Hold on, Hacker. What kind of attention ain't he getting?
What kind? Understanding. You know, a guy that knows how to work with him. And it's just possible, Vince, that you don't know how to handle him. And can you open?
I don't know how to handle him. Well, what are you getting at, Hacker? That you know how to handle him?
Well, I've had guys like Pyle in my mess hall. Some even worse. I remember one bird brain, he couldn't even handle a can opener. But I worked with him, gave him a little encouragement, and then within 1 week, he was able to prepare a meal for the whole company.
Well, what do you know, Boyle? We got a miracle worker sitting here. A regular miracle worker.
Can we play?
And what are you suggesting, Hacker? That you can work a miracle with Pyle, too?
No miracle, Vince. Just the right approach. You see, the trouble with you is you have no tact.
I got no what?
Tact. You see, the difference between us is that I have feelings for human beings. And let's face it, Vince, you don't. As a matter of fact, sometimes you are downright crude.
Crude? Who are you calling crude?
You, I'm calling you crude.
Fellas, please, can we play?
You know what I ought to do? I ought to turn him over to you. That's right, you got all that tact and feeling for people. I ought to give him to you as a present.
Why don't you? I couldn't do any worse for them than you had.
Okay, he's yours. And while we're at it, suppose we put a little bet on it.
A bet? Who said anything about a bet?
Well, you're the big genius that took some goof up and had him turn out a meal. There's no reason you can't do the same thing with Pyle, is there?
Pyle? Cook a meal?
Hey, he's pretty big with the talk, ain't he, Boyle, huh? But when it comes to putting up the dough...
Okay, I'll do it. I did it with one knucklehead, I can do it with another.
You mean you're gonna take Pyle on?
Yeah, I'll take him on, just to prove something to you, Vince.
Okay, how much?
You tell me.
Well, since you're loaded down with tact, shall we say 50?
All right, let's say 50. But remember, I'm not promising Pyle will be the head chef at the Waldorf. He'll just be able to prepare a meal by himself.
You heard him. $50. By this time next week, Pyle cooks a meal all on his own, right, Hacker?
Right, yeah.
Oh, and just one more little thing. About that meal, Hacker, we have to live after it.
The mess hall? You mean you're putting me on KP?
Oh, no, Pyle. This has nothing to do with KP. You see, there's this new regulation that all Marines have to be able to double up in different jobs, in case of emergency. So, knowing how you love to eat, I thought you'd be perfect for the kitchen.
Well, does this mean that I'm going to be over there all the time? You're not trying to get rid of me, are you, Sergeant?
Oh, I know, Pyle. How could you think such a thing? This is just a temporary assignment for a week. And what a great opportunity.
Really?
Oh, sure. Everybody wanted the job. But Sergeant Hacker asked for you special.
He did? Well, I sure hope I'm worthy of the job.
Oh, you are, Pyle. You are. You're going to be just great. The fact is, I've got every confidence in the world in you.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Knowing that you feel that way about it, I'm going to go over there to the mess hall tomorrow and give it everything I've got.
Good boy. You will? Well, remember, Pyle, we're all only human, and sometimes even the best of us make mistakes.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I won't let you down.
Yeah, well, whatever you do, Pyle, just be yourself, and everything will work out fine.
How do you mean that?
I mean, don't do anything to change the way you are. I mean, just be yourself.
All right, snap it up in there now. We're a little behind this morning. Pyle? Where's Pyle? He was here a minute ago. Pyle?
Here I am, Sergeant. I had to go change my hat. The other one was kind of loose, and I didn't want it to fall into breakfast.
Yeah, fine, Pyle, fine. But stay close. Stay real close. Now, you're my #1 assistant, and I'm counting on you.
Well, I sure appreciate that, Sergeant. And believe me, I'm going to do my best. I mean, you won't be sorry for all the faith and trust you have in me.
Yeah, sure, Pyle. Now, let's see. I want to put you on something nice and simple. There it is. Now, since this is your first day in the kitchen, I'm going to put you on oatmeal.
You mean I'm going to get to make the oatmeal? I ain't had a recipe for oatmeal.
No, Pyle, no. The oatmeal's all ready to go. You see, the ingredients are all in there cooking away. Now, all you have to do is stir. Now, watch me. Now, you see, that's all there is to it. You just make circles. Nice, round circles. Now, why don't you try it, Pyle?
Okay. Like this?
Aye, that's perfect. Just perfect. I've never seen anybody take to stirring just like that.
Thank you, Sergeant. It's just one question, though. Is it okay if I change directions and go like this?
Sure, anything you want, Pyle. Backwards, forwards, sideways.
Can I make numbers and X's like a figure 8?
Sure, Pyle. X's, numbers, doodles, anything you want. But just keep stirring. Now, I'm going to go out and check on the steam tables. If you need anything, just call me.
Right, Sergeant. You go about your business and just leave the oatmeal to me. Say. That's a pretty heavy load you got there. Let me give you some help. There you go. Boy, this is way too big a bundle for any one man.
Oatmeal! Lyle! The oatmeal! Lyle!
You call me Sergeant, I was just helping. Shazam! Oatmeal is boiling over.
Yeah, sure it's boiling over. Why is it boiling over? Because you stopped stirring. You did stop stirring, didn't you, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant, I got no excuse. I left my post. Oh, I feel just terrible.
Yeah, well, get him up. Just get him up.
I will, Sergeant. I'll get him up. Right away, right away. You just wait right here.
Wow, what happened here?
What does it look like?
Well, we better do something fast, Sergeant. The guys are lining up for chow. What are we going to do about the oatmeal?
Yeah, well, we just have to give them what's left. That's all. Get a rag and start cleaning up. And the rest of you, move around there. Okay, come on. Keep it moving there.
I mean, that's it? Come on. Stop with the jokes. Put something in there.
Come on, Carter. Move it along. You're holding up the line.
What do you mean? Are you guys putting out food for canaries? You're feeding Marines. Come on, let's go.
Look, Carter, you got more than enough. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Besides, we've been wasting too much food in this mess hall, and I'm calling a halt to it.
Hold on, Hacker. What are you talking about? There's nothing in there.
Waste not, want not. Now move it.
I don't know. There's something phony going on around here.
Hey, Sergeant Hacker, I finished all my mopping and I cleaned up the whole mess. Hey, Sergeant Carter. Boy, when oatmeal boils over, it really boils over.
Yeah, well, okay, Pyle, come on,
I
let's
should have known. It boiled over? We're out of oatmeal because of you, huh, Pyle?
That's right, Sergeant. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. It's just like I was telling Sergeant Hacker.
Yeah, okay, Pyle, come on, back in the kitchen. We got a lot of work to do. Fill up those salt shakers, huh?
Right, Sergeant. Sure hope you enjoy the oatmeal, Sergeant, or what's left of it.
Oh, I will. I'll enjoy it like it was a $50 dinner.
Okay now, Pyle, like I told you, we're gonna forget all about what happened at breakfast. We're gonna start fresh. We're gonna pretend that you've never been in this kitchen before, all right? Okay, Sergeant. Okay. Now, you see what we gotta do, Pyle, is start fresh again. We gotta get you acquainted with all...
who they got serving afternoon chow.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball, would you care for some mashed potatoes?
Oh, sure, Pyle. Load me up.
I'll take some too, Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant, guess what?
Huh? What's the matter, Pyle?
I made these mashed potatoes myself.
You did? No kidding. Hey, Boyle, you hear that? Pyle made the mashed potatoes.
Shh. I don't want the other cooks to hear. They'll think I'm pushing myself.
Oh, sure, Pyle, sure. They look delicious. You did a great job.
Thank you, Sergeant. I can hardly wait for you to taste them.
Yeah, well, we can hardly wait either. Right, Boyle?
Let me know what you think. If you want seconds, there's plenty more.
Hey, Vince, you think Pyle really made these potatoes by himself?
I don't know, but here's where we'd find out. He made them. Hacker! Oh, Mess Sergeant Hacker!
What do you want, Carter? I'm busy.
I understand that Pyle made these potatoes all by himself.
That's right. Pyle made them. So what? What's wrong with them?
Well, Boyle and me was just wondering about the recipe. Did he use cement or wallpaper paste?
I had everything laid out for him. I even stood over him while he mixed the ingredients. How could he? Wait a minute. I remember. I went back to the reefer for some more milk. But I couldn't have been gone more than 45 seconds. He couldn't have.
Oh, yes, he could, Hacker. Leaving Pyle alone for 45 seconds is inviting disaster.
No, it's impossible. It can't be.
You know, Hacker, I almost feel sorry for you. If I was a real nice guy, I'd let you off the hook and call off the bet. But I'm not a nice guy, and you got a big mouth, so the bet's still on. He cooks the meal on Friday, which is tomorrow, is it not? Yes, sir, Boyle, this is it. D-Day, dinner day. 50 big ones coming my way. 5-0.
You sound awful confident, Sarge. You that positive Pyle's gonna blow the meal?
I'll tell you how positive I am. I'm going to call that fancy French joint in town, La Petite Chateau, and make a dinner reservation for Bunny and me. We got a lot of celebrating to do.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Sergeant. We just received word from the airstrip that Colonel Driscoll arrived from San Francisco and will be eating at your mess this noon. I just thought you ought to know.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll cook up some T-bone steaks, a couple of baked potatoes.
No, nothing special. What are you serving the men?
Well, the menu calls for salmon croquettes, sir, but I'm sure that you and the Colonel would like something a little more elaborate.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Sergeant. Colonel Driscoll makes it a policy to always eat what the men are eating, so salmon croquettes will be fine.
But, sir, the croquettes, you see, I'm not sure about that. What I mean is, they may not come out the way we...
I know this is short notice, Sergeant, but whatever you have will be fine. That'll be all.
Aye, sir. Hey, Carter, it's all over. The bet's off. I gotta get over the mess hall.
Huh?
Colonel Driscoll's on the post. He's gonna eat at our mess hall.
Colonel Driscoll's going to eat Pyle's cooking? That's very funny.
Oh, yeah? How funny is it gonna be when he tastes the cooking and orders an investigation?
What do you mean?
Look, there's gotta be an investigation. The guys, they just beef a little. But the Colonel will order an investigation.
Huh?
Can't you see it's got to come out that miserable meal is the result of a personal bet between you and me? You'll be in as much trouble as me.
So what do you suggest?
Our only hope is to get over there and doctor up Pyle's meal before the Colonel shows.
Well, come on, let's go. Yeah. Wait a minute. What if Pyle's cooking can't be fixed?
I don't know. We'll do something. We'll send out for Chinese. Vince, look.
You're too late. It's Colonel Driscoll with Colonel Gray.
Yeah, and look who's carrying their trays. Oh, somebody trip him. Somebody trip him, please. Oh, he's serving the meal. Vince, I can't watch anymore.
Pyle's handing out the napkins. Driscoll's picking up his fork. He's taking a bite. I can't watch either.
15 years. 15 years. I've been a mess sergeant for 15 years. And now to see it all go down the drain.
Easy, Charlie, easy.
You take it easy. All those years serving up chow in jungles, on beachheads, during air raids, in war and peace. All those years. And not once was I ever called up for a bad meal. And now, this is the way it all ends. And it's all your fault.
My fault? My fault? Who opened his big mouth first?
Who wanted Pyle to cook a meal?
Yeah, but if you had to give me that static about him...
knock it off.
What do you mean, knock it off?
Sergeant Hacker, Sergeant Carter, the colonel would like to see you both right away.
Sergeant Hacker reporting his orders, sir.
Sergeant Carter reporting his orders, sir.
At ease. I understand that you two men have had something to do with the preparation of this meal.
Yes, sir. We both share in the responsibility.
Good. Because I just want to say that is the best pork rinds and collard greens I have ever eaten. Not to mention those black-eyed peas, grits and gravy, and that cherry cobbler. Well, boys, I haven't tasted cooking like that since I was a young'un, back home in Georgia.
Pleasant surprise, Sergeant. I understood today's menu called for salmon croquettes.
Well, I guess I'm to blame for that, sir. You see, Sergeant, when I started fixing them salmon croquettes, I couldn't make heads nor tails out of that recipe. And I knew I couldn't let the fellers go away without eating them. So I just got to thinking, and shazam, it come to me.
Shazam?
See, I remembered those Sunday church suppers back home and how I used to watch my Aunt Martha prepare all the fixings. So I just put my memory to work, and this is it.
Well, however you did it, son, it certainly was a pleasant surprise. And you deserve a lot of credit.
Oh, thank you, Colonel, but I can't claim all the credit, because if it hadn't been for Sergeant Hacker here and Sergeant Carter, I never could have done it.
Hold it, son. You lost me there. What do you mean?
Well, to be honest with you, Colonel, up to now I've been making a real mess here in the mess hall. But Sergeant Hacker here was just as patient as he could be, hardly ever raised his voice to me. All he was worried about was me making a grade. Isn't that right, Sergeant Hacker?
Yeah, Pyle, sure, that's right.
And as for Sergeant Carter here, when I told him how bad things was going over here in the mess hall, he told me not to worry at all, said it was okay if I ruined a few meals. He said the only way to learn was by making mistakes. So you see, they deserve most of the credit. With faith and confidence like that, how could I go wrong?
Well, apparently you two sergeants have a real talent for handling men, and that's good.
Thank you, sir. All we can do is try. Give it our best.
But, of course, with a bright boy like Pyle here to work with, you really have no problems.
Yes, sir. He's one of my favorites. Bright as they come. Only wish I had more like him.
Well, Vince, all in all, I'd say we've been pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
Yeah, Pyle really came through for us, didn't he?
He sure did. And speaking of coming through, how about paying off?
Paying off? What do you mean?
Well, the bet that Pyle could manage a meal all by himself.
Are you kidding? You called it off, don't you remember?
Oh, I called it off when I thought that I'd have to throw his meal out and cook one myself. But I didn't have to. Pyle's meal worked, so pay up.
So it worked. That's no credit to you. That's cooking he learned from his Aunt Martha. If I was going to pay anybody, I'd pay his Aunt Martha.
Oh, Vince, be fair.
Be fair, you be fair. You cancel out, the bet's off. Come on.
Well, all right. Maybe you're right.
You're darn right I'm right.
There, you got me on a technicality.
Yeah.
But you got to admit one thing. What I started out to prove. That if you show even a knucklehead like Pyle a little patience and understanding, he'll come through for you.
I don't know.
What do you mean? He did such a good job with lunch, I told him to go ahead and make dinner.
You did? He's making dinner?
Right now. Tact, Vince, tact. Just show him a little confidence and he'll come through. Why don't you admit it?
I don't know.
Admit it, admit it. All he needs...
What's that? I don't know. Thunder?
Could be a sonic boom.
Oh, no, it sounded closer, like it came from down around the mess hall.
The mess hall?
Sergeant Hacker, I got bad news about your stove.
Admit what, Hacker? What should I admit, huh? What? What should I admit, huh?
Sergeant? Sergeant? It's just me, Sergeant.
That's my big problem in life, Pyle. It's always you.
Just came by to pick up my pies for tonight, but if you're busy, I'll be glad to come back later.
No, forget it, Pyle. I got your pass right here. Just remember to knock next time, will you? Instead of barging in here, understand?
Right, Sergeant, and I'm sorry. What was that?
Huh? What's what?
Sounded like a dog. There it is again. Sounds like it's coming from over here.
Hey, you're getting kind of nosy, ain't you?
But I thought I heard a dog. You've done it, Sergeant. You got yourself a dog. It is a dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Come on, you might as well have a look.
Ooh. Shazam.
A little birthday present from me to Bunny. Cute, huh?
Golly, I'll say, Sergeant, where'd you get him?
Corporal Walnick over in C Company. His mud had a whole litter of them, and since I didn't know what to get for Bunny...
She'll just love him. She'll just love him. Look at that little feller. And look at that cute little face.
Yeah, the perfect birthday present. And cheap, too. Didn't cost me a nickel. Well, now you had a good look, okay? So if you don't mind, Pyle.
I can just see Miss Bunny's face when she sees him.
Right. If I could ever get out of here, Pyle.
Right, Sergeant. I'm going now. And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
I'll bet you're the most thoughtful sergeant on this base. But that's you, always thinking about the other person.
I'll buy that.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're just the cutest, the absolutely most adorable little thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is, ain't he?
Tipper, how's that sound?
Huh?
Well, he's got to have a name. And look, Vince, he's got a little black spot right on the tip of his tail.
Tipper, huh? Yeah, I guess that's as good as any.
Oh, Vince, I gotta tell you, this is the nicest present I ever got, ever. Who would ever think of giving a puppy for a present?
Yeah, well, I figured you could always use a little companionship when I'm not around, that is.
You sure figured right. Oh, Vince, I just don't know how to thank you enough.
Don't worry, you'll think of something. Come on, let's go.
Go?
Well, sure, that's what I'm here for, ain't it? Take you out on the town?
Oh, Vince, we can't go off and leave little Tipper all alone.
Huh?
Leave a little puppy in a strange apartment on his first day here? Oh, Vince, you wouldn't want me to do that. Well, he's just like a little baby.
Oh, you want to stay home, huh?
We have to.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll stay home. Sure, I can whip up a couple of eyeballs. You can put on one of them ham and sweet potato frozen dinners.
Exactly.
And then who knows, it may be a nice romantic movie on television. What could be cozier? Huh, baby doll?
Oh, is that cute? Oh, look, Vince, he doesn't like you to do that.
Huh?
Go on, try it again. That's the cutest thing. You weren't the most adorable little thing.
Yeah, adorable.
And to think he was all your idea. My little sweetie. Yes.
Oh, come on, Bunny. We stayed home last night and the night before that. And all your time is taken up with that dog. Honestly, I'm beginning to think I made a mistake ever bringing that mud over to you. Oh, no. I didn't mean it that way. No, of course I'd never take him back. I crossed my heart. Okay, we'll stay home tonight. Huh? I don't care. Whatever you want to defrost. Well, chalk up another big night of pouring milk and spreading newspapers.
Up again, huh?
4 nights in a row. 4 nights. I can't get her out of that apartment.
Doesn't sound so bad to me, Vince. The two of you home all alone with time on your hands.
Not the 2 of us, the 3 of us. Remember, and baby makes 3?
Vince, you want to get out so bad. Maybe that's your answer.
Huh?
I mean, what do people do who have kids and want to get out? They get a babysitter.
So who's got a baby?
Well, you do. You said so yourself. You need a dog sitter.
I know about babysitters, but dog sitters?
Oh, yeah, they got them.
Oh, come on, Chuck. Where am I going to find an idiot silly enough to sit up all night with a dog?
Hey, Sergeant.
I think I know. Correct that. I know.
excuse me, Sergeant. I just wanted to report that I finished that painting detail. It looks just like me.
Fine. Look, Pyle, I was wondering if you have anything special on for tonight.
Gosh, I don't know.
Well, to tell you the truth, Pyle, I was wondering if you'd like to drop by and kind of keep an eye on Bunny's new puppy tonight so as we can get away.
Golly, Sergeant, you really mean that? I'd be glad to.
Oh, good. That's good, Pyle. And I want to tell you you'll be doing me a big favor.
Oh, no, Sergeant, it's you that's doing me the favor. There's nothing in the world I like better than a little puppy. Of course, that's not counting you, Sergeant. I was just referring to animals. Golly, Sergeant, I can't tell you how I've been looking forward to this evening.
You and me both, Pyle. You and me both. Hiya, baby doll. I got a little surprise for you.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Well, I wasn't expecting you.
Guess what? He's going to be a puppy sitter.
Puppy sitter?
Don't you get it? So's you and I can get out and have a little fun.
Sure, Miss Bunny, you really ought to get out, especially after having been cooped up like you have.
Well, gee, fellas, I don't know.
What don't you know? Believe me, Pyle will take better care of Tipper than you will. And he's had lots of pets in his life, right, Pyle?
Yes, ma'am. I've had dogs and cats and birds and even a pig. Do you want to hear about the pig?
No. What do you say, Bunny?
Well, I could stand a night out at that. Well, you sure you know what to do?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's just a matter of common sense.
Sure. Come on, let's go.
Okay, Vince. Oh, I guess I better bring Tipper out so we can get used to you before we leave.
Good idea. Oh, thanks again, Pyle.
It's okay, Sergeant. I'm going to have every bit as much fun as you are.
You want to bet? Well, here we are out among the human race again. Admit it, it's nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially when you consider I got you all to myself for a change. Just the two of us. Which reminds me, I didn't tell you about the full itinerary for tonight. Now, here's what I got in mind. First, a nice energy-building blue plate special.
Excuse me. You Bunny Olson?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, you got a phone call. He said you'd be sitting with the sergeant. You can take it right over there.
Thanks. Wonder who'd be calling me.
I don't know.
You don't think something's happened to Tipper? Oh! Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Gomer, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing, ma'am. Everything's just fine. It's just that I hate to bother you with something so unimportant.
What does he want?
Shh. Oh, no, Gomer. It's no bother at all.
Well, I see that you got Tipper's bed under the sink. And I was just wondering, it's awful damp under there, especially for a little puppy.
Oh, gee, I never thought of that.
But you know what? Right next to the broom closet, that's real dry, and he wouldn't get no draft from the window neither.
You're absolutely right, Gomer. I never thought of that. Next to the broom closet sounds much better.
Oh.
That's all I wanted. Thank you. I sure hope it wasn't no inconvenience calling you like this.
Well, it's okay, Gomer. I'm glad you did.
Well, you two go on and have a good time. Me and Tipper's getting along just fine and dandy.
Glad to hear it. Okay, Gomer. We'll see you a little later, huh? What? Oh, okay, I sure will. Bye-bye. Gomer said to say hey.
I'm touched. I'm really touched. Knucklehead. Well, was that a dinner? Now, about that itinerary. Here's what I thought we'd do from here. First, maybe we'll stop at Jamaica Joe's for a couple of cha-chas, to work off the dinner.
Sounds good.
Then, what do you say we take a nice, long drive out along the ocean? And maybe we can...
Miss Olson? You wanted on the phone again?
You're kidding.
It must be Gomer again. Oh.
Only this time let me talk to him, huh? I want a few words with him.
Vince, it could be important.
Sure, like which part of the newspaper does the mutt like best? The sports section or the financial page?
Never mind.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny. It's me again. No, nothing to be alarmed about. It's just that I put Tipper down to sleep next to the broom closet. And, well, he keeps crawling back under the sink.
Oh, no.
What?
Do you know what I thought? He seems to feel real secure in the living room next to the TV set. I could keep him there.
Good idea, Gomer. Why don't you try that? Tipper keeps crawling back under the sink.
You gotta be kidding. That stupid meathead called you up to tell you that?
Hey, Miss Bunny, is that Sergeant Carter I hear?
You want to say hello?
Goodbye. That's what I want to say. Goodbye.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, are you and Miss Bunny having fun?
Yeah, pal. In between your phone calls, we're having a lot of fun.
Well, you two just stay out just as late as you want to, long as I know where I can reach you in case something important comes up.
I got news for you, pal. From here on in, you got any more hot flashes about that pooch, you're gonna have to send them by seagoing pigeon. You got that?
Oh, I sure do. But you be real careful now. Them oceanfront roads are real dark and twisty this time of night. And you know what? The ocean spray gets on those roads and they get real slick. You know what I'd do if I was you? Hello? Hello?
It's a nice spot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about beautiful. I gotta tell you, as good as you looked in the restaurant, you look even better in the dark. All soft and feminine. Real kissable.
Oh, Vince, you know you got fuzz on your ears just like Tipper.
Yeah? I guess that makes us dogs of a feather, don't it?
You think Gomer got him down for the night?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vince. It's just that, well, this is the first time I've ever left him alone at night.
And what's with you? You're talking like you left a baby back home.
Well, it is a baby. He's only 3 months old.
A dog baby, a dog baby. And you didn't leave him alone. You left him with Pyle, Mr. Conscientious himself.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry, Vince.
Yeah, that's better.
It's just that Gomer can't reach us out here.
Yeah, ain't it the truth?
What if Gomer's having trouble?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Well, what if Tipper's sick and he can't reach us? Oh, Vince, we better go back.
Huh?
Oh, please, Vince, just for my own peace of mind. Pretty please.
Okay. Why not? There's nothing out here but a bunch of crummy moonlight anyway.
Sergeant Carter, you back so soon?
Is he asleep? Did you get him down all right?
Everything's fine. I got him down about an hour ago.
Oh, okay, Pyle, thanks again. You can get lost now, you know what I mean. There's still some of the evening left.
Good night, Tipper.
What's the matter, sweetie?
Golly, I must have disturbed him.
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I can take care of him myself. You just get going.
Oh, better let me, Vince. Oh, what's the matter, sweetie?
If I may, Miss Bunny, all these faces all of a sudden is quite a shock. Come on, Tipper. Everything's gonna be all right. You just settle down.
Well, will you look at that, Vince? Gomer's the only one who can keep him quiet.
Yeah, a regular Pied Piper.
Well, I really do have to go.
Wait a minute, Gomer. You don't really have to go, do you? Tipper doesn't want you to.
Well, I really would like to stay, but I guess I better go.
Vince, you make him stay. You're his boss. You're the sergeant.
Well, sure, but if he says he's got to go,
I didn't say I had to go. You was the one.
Okay.
You hear that, Tipper? How about that? I'm gonna stay. I'm not going after all.
Oh, good. Now we can watch the late movie and keep Tipper happy at the same time.
Oh, come on, Walnick. It just didn't work out, that's all. My girlfriend has a job, and she just doesn't have time to take care of... I know I should have thought of that first. So why can't you take the puppy back, huh? Oh, you still got 2 of them left. Hey, what if I give you $5? What do you mean, no soap? Thanks a lot. This is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. Dumb, stupid, and ridiculous.
And it's really getting to you, isn't it?
I'm telling you, that pup has put some cramp in my style.
Things that bad, huh?
And it's not getting any better. You know what I got to look forward to for the next few months? Dog watching. And all I'm going to have to show for it is a stack of frozen dinner trays a mile high.
Doesn't sound so bad to me. Think of all the dough you're saving on restaurants.
Who cares? I'm tired of eating in. Besides, who do you think gets all that attention? Not me, that's for sure.
But just remember, Vince, it was your idea in the first place.
Yeah. He's still got 2 pups. So who cares if he's got 3? That Walnick. What am I groaning about? Who says Bunny has to know that Walnick won't take him back?
Well, what do you mean?
Hey, Sergeant, look what I got for you to take to Tipper. Best way in the world to make friends with a dog. A rubber mouse, and it's good for his teeth, too. He can go on and...
Thanks, Pyle, but I'm afraid you're a little too late. I was just telling the bad news to Boyle here.
What's wrong? What bad news?
I just talked to Corporal Walnick. Tipper's mother's having a real bad time of it. Won't eat, won't sleep, won't bark, nothing.
That's a shame, Sergeant.
Yeah, a case of a broken-hearted mother if ever I heard of one. So what can I do? I had to tell Walnick I'd send the pup back.
But, Sergeant, you couldn't.
I hated to, but I have to, Pyle.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. I can imagine how you feel, Sergeant, knowing what Tipper means to Miss Bunny and all.
Like a rat. A real rat.
But you're doing the right thing. I guess there's nothing else you can do under the circumstances. Would you tuck this in Tipper's basket? It's kind of a going-away gift.
Sure thing, Pyle. And thanks. Huh? He went for it, hook, line, and sinker.
You're a genius, Vince.
Sure, and Bunny will go for the same bit. No muss, no fuss.
Just one little question, Vince. What about the puppy?
What about the puppy?
Well, where does he go? If Walnick won't take him back, what's the plan?
Well, take him to a pet shop. That way, number 1, he'll have lots of company during the day, and number 2, sooner or later, some nice guy's gonna come in and take him home to some lucky kid. Oh, come on, Chuck. Would I do anything that wasn't on the up and up? You know me.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Just wish you hadn't given him to me in the first place. I knew I had to give him back.
Oh, come on, Bunny. It's just one of those things that could happen to anybody and his mother.
I can't help it. I'm so used to the little thing. Always waiting for me when I get home from work.
Well, I guess I better take off, huh? Before we both fall apart. I mean, for all our sakes.
I guess you're right. No use crying over spilled milk. Oh, I'm sorry, Tipper, sweetie, but it's for your own good, honest. And who knows, maybe I'll even come and visit you now and then.
Yeah, sure you will. Look, Bunny, while I'm gone, why don't you get yourself all dolled up for a night on the town? You know, take your mind off things.
Okay, Vince. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Well, no use keeping your old lady waiting, huh, old sport?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I got it all solved, Miss Bunny. I got it all solved.
You got what all solved? What are you doing with that horse?
It's not a horse, Sergeant. It's Cleopatra.
Who?
Cleopatra, Tipper's mama. I arranged with Corporal Wolnick to bring her over here twice a week so she can visit with Tipper.
You what?
See, Sergeant, now Tipper don't have to go back. He don't have to go back at all.
Gomer, you doll! Oh, you absolute doll!
Well, I knew I had to do something, knowing how you and Sergeant Carter felt about Tipper. Ain't that right, Sergeant?
Did you hear that, Tipper? You're not going back after all. You're going to stay right here. You too, Gomer. You're going to stay for dinner so Tipper and his mama can spend as much time as they want together.
Bless his heart.
Not only do I have a puppy, now I got a puppy's mother, and Papa Puppy. I got a whole family.
Well, at least you have one consolation. He'll grow out of it, and then he won't need all that attention.
Sure. Then he'll be a bigger nuisance. I'll have to walk him around the block. I'll have to take him for his shots. I'll probably even have to fix him up with dates the way things are going now. No, I got to do something now before Bunny really gets too attached to him.
Well, what?
Well, you know, I've been thinking.
I know, I can see the perspiration.
I mean, what if we drop by Bunny's apartment? You know, while she's at work? I know where she leaves the key.
My sergeant, the dog napper.
It's not like that at all. I got it all worked out with a guy at the pet shop. He's gonna make sure that Tipper gets a nice home with lots of kids. I'm doing it as much for him as for me. What am I, a rat?
No comment.
Gone? Just like that? Oh, what a shame. Are you sure you looked all over? Look, Bunny, take it easy. I'll be right there. Just sit down and calm yourself. No, I'll check the pound. Yeah, I'll drive around the entire neighborhood. I promise. I'll look around real good. Okay.
Sounds kind of different with a knife in her back, doesn't she, Vince?
Oh, will you stop? Look, I told you. It was either me or the pup.
Hey, Sergeant, are you going into town?
Got bad news for you, Pyle. Real bad news this time. Bunny just called. The pup ran away.
He ran away?
Yeah, up and left.
Why, that's terrible, Sergeant. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, well, look, I better rush over to Bunny. She's pretty upset. Take over, boy. I may be a while.
What? Why, that's the most terrible thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, how did he get out? How?
Look, Pyle, what's done is done. I've got work to do.
Poor Miss Bunny. She was so attached to that little feller. Sure wish there's something I could do.
Poor little Tipper, wandering around, just whining his little heart out.
Oh, come on, Bunny. He's not wandering around. You know what? Some kid picked him up. Probably flipped over a Tipper the minute he saw him and took him back to a nice home.
But how can we be sure?
And I'll tell you something else. A kid can give a pop a lot more love than a working girl. You shouldn't have a dog, Bunny. Not when you have to leave him alone all the time.
Maybe you're right, Vince. It's just that I was getting so attached to Tipper, coming home to all that love and companionship.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll make sure you get all the love and companionship you can stand. Believe me, if I can't make you forget a little 2-pound puppy.
Tipper. Maybe it's somebody who found Tipper.
Well, I wouldn't set my hopes on it, honey.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Oh, Gomer, bless you. Where did you find him?
Wait till you hear, Miss Bunny. Just wait till you hear. You see, when the sergeant here told me the terrible news, I just couldn't sit around and do nothing, so I decided I'd have a look around. And I looked high and low, too. High and low. And then I got an idea. I thought to myself, well, what if somebody found Tipper and then couldn't take him home with them? What would they do? They might just sell him to a pet shop. What'd you say, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I just said,
Aren't you happy we found him?
Oh, sure. That's what that was. A sound of relief that we found him.
Vince, can you believe it?
No, I really can't.
Well, I guess I better get going and leave you three alone for a while.
Wait a minute, Gomer. Didn't you say you bought him back? How much did you have to pay for him?
Well, it was only $35.
$35?
That's right, Sergeant, and I wasn't about to argue either, knowing you wanted to get Tipper back from Miss Bunny at any price.
Vince, give Gomer the $35 and with thanks.
Well, actually, Sergeant, it was $36.50 with the tax, which ain't hardly nothing, considering you're going to get $1 million worth of happiness out of that little puppy.
Big plans today, huh, Sarge?
Big plans.
This doesn't sound like your ordinary average leave it to chance day to me.
It ain't, McCabe. I ain't leaving nothing to chance this time. I've been trying to get a whole day, an entire Saturday with this girl ever since I met her. And I'm gonna make every minute count. You wanna hear the battle plan?
Go.
Okay. I leave here at exactly 1200 hours. I drive to her house. At exactly 12:33 hours, I arrive on target and squeeze off 2 fast bursts on her doorbell. You still with me?
Go, man.
At 12:34 hours, We will have rendezvoused, and the convoy will proceed to Half Moon Beach.
The maneuver area?
Nothing so crude. This is a long-range objective. No. On the beach, it'll be strictly sand, sun, and... Oh, Sergeant, I think tattoos are so manly. But then comes 1700, the cocktail hour. In the darkness of the lounge of the Purple Pagoda, we'll sit, sipping exotic tropical drinks, gazing romantically into each other's eyes.
What about those scratchy wet bathing suits?
That's why I picked the Purple Pagoda. I know the bartender there. He let us change in the restroom.
You really do go high line.
Then, after a sumptuous meal at Madame Wu's, we'll drive out to Breaker's Point. And there we'll sit, under the moonlight, her head on my shoulder. Do I dare go on?
Big plans.
Big plans.
You got a swinging Saturday afternoon plan, Gomer?
Yeah, you going to the public library and feed the pigeons?
Oh, no, nothing like that. What I'm going to do is go to the park and have my picture made alongside the Civil War cannon.
Picture alongside a cannon? What for?
It'll match up real good with the one that I had made alongside the cannon down in San Diego. And you know what I'm going to do? Add it to my collection of cannon pictures.
You have a collection of cannon pictures?
Didn't I ever tell you about that? You know what my favorite is?
What?
A howitzer from World War I.
That's wonderful, Gome. Is that it? You take a picture with a cannon and that's the day?
Oh, no. I wait around till dark. Nighttime's the most exciting time of all.
Oh, what do you got planned then, Gome?
Well, just before dark, I go and get myself a cream soda and a wrapped sandwich, and I go to that park in the middle of the square, and I sit down on a bench. Now, you got to get there early, or otherwise you'll miss it.
Miss what?
The street lights.
What about them?
They turn them on.
So?
So you're there when the lights come on. You can make a wish.
Is that a big deal?
Oh, it's a sight to behold. It's a whole lot different from back home. In Mayberry, when it gets dark, the only light on Main Street you can see is the vigil lamp in Eldon Yekel's funeral parlor.
Sounds like a full day, Gomer.
What a dirty break. What a mean, dirty break.
What's the matter, Frank?
Well, they just slapped me on a special guard detail, and I was counting on this weekend liberty.
That's a shame, Frank.
Yeah. You know, today, I was going to take Lois and the baby in for his checkup, get in a bunch of groceries, and I don't know what all.
That is a mean break. Maybe I could help out since I'm going in and everything.
Nah, Gomer, what could you do?
Well, I could pick up the groceries for you. I'd be glad to do that.
No, I couldn't put you out like that.
Oh, it won't put me out, not a bit. I'd be glad to do it, Frank. Honest, I would.
You mean that, Gomer?
I do. I really do.
Yeah, I sure would be obliged. Hey, look, I'll call Lois and tell her you're coming. And here's some money. And here's her grocery list. And now, you sure, Gomer?
Positive.
Hey, thanks, Gomer. Thanks a lot.
Hey, that's nice of you, buddy.
Well.
Hey, what about your cannon picture?
Oh, I can take that in the evening just as well. I've got a flash attachment on my camera. Don't believe I've got a picture with a cannon at night.
Hey, Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
What's the matter, Pyle? Ain't the chow in the mess all good enough for you?
Oh, no, it ain't that at all.
And what are you doing with all them groceries?
Oh, these are for Frank Meade's wife and little baby. You see, he got stuck with guard duty, so I offered to do this for him. It's just a neighborly gesture, all.
Where they live?
Out that way somewheres. It's near the pumping station.
You mean you're gonna walk all the way out there?
I don't mind. This ain't near as heavy as the field pack.
Get in. I'll give you a lift.
Are you sure?
Get in.
I don't want to put you out.
Get in.
Uh-oh, you missed the light again.
Yeah.
This sure is nice of you to do this for me, Sergeant.
It's okay, Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant, if you haven't got nothing better to do later on, maybe we could meet and see the sights together.
I don't think so, Pyle.
Have you got plans?
Big plans. Big, big, big plans. Pyle, are you sure you got the right address?
Maybe this is the one, Sergeant. It looks like what Frank said.
This better be it, Pyle. You cost me 20 minutes already.
Oh, I'm sure this is the one. See, there's a playpen out in front, and that's always a sign that there's a baby in the house.
Well, move it. I told you I was in a hurry. Let's go.
I'm much obliged to you, Sergeant.
I'm going with you. I gotta call my girl.
Oh, are you meeting a girl?
Not a girl. The girl. Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, Gomer, it's you.
Hey, ma'am.
This was so nice of you. Come on in.
Glad to do it. This is Sergeant Carter. He's the sergeant over Frank and me. Say hey to Mrs. Frank Meade, Sergeant.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry about all this noise, but Frank Jr. is teething.
That's okay. May I use your phone?
Oh, sure. Help yourself.
Thank you.
Oh, now, what did I do with his bottle?
What would you like me to do with these, ma'am?
Oh, would you just bring those in the kitchen for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Bernice. How'd you guess? Now, look, baby, I'm sorry I'm late like this, but something came up.
It's just as well. As a matter of fact, I'm still fixing my hair.
You're getting all prettied up for Vince, huh? I'd be there right now, but I gave one of my men a lift, and we had a hard time finding the place.
Honey, we got the whole beautiful day ahead of us.
Oh, wow, I can hardly wait.
Well, I'll see you in a little while, you silly sergeant, you.
You're really looking forward to it, huh, baby? Well, I got big plans for today. Big, big, big plans.
Hey, Frank Jr. Hey, little feller. Look at him grin at me.
That's gas, Gomer.
Huh?
When they grin, it's gas.
Oh, no, that's a happy grin. That ain't a guy's grin.
I'm going to be late to that doctor's office. I just know it.
How far is it from here?
Well, I have to take 2 buses, and if I miss my connection, he'll be gone. Because it's Saturday afternoon. Why do they have to pick this weekend to keep Frank at the base? I'll never make it.
Will I hurry? Honey, when you hang up, head for the door because I don't want to ring twice.
What you need somebody to drive you to the doctor's office.
Do you have a car?
No, but he does, don't you, Sergeant?
What? Don't I what, huh?
Have a car to drive Miss Lois to the doctor in.
Oh, Sergeant, would you? I'd be so grateful to you.
Oh, well,
It's real nice of you, Sergeant, real nice.
But
An act of mercy is what it is.
Oh, it certainly is.
A plain act of mercy. Sergeant, you a kindly man.
I hope I'm not interfering with any plans, Sergeant.
Well, I do have
Oh, he don't mind, ma'am. Sergeant Carter'd rather perform an act of mercy than anything, hadn't you, Sergeant?
But I gotta make a phone call first.
She don't mind, do you, Lois?
Oh, no. Go right ahead, please.
Sergeant, the doctor's office closes on Saturday afternoon, so don't talk too long, will you?
Bernice? Hi, baby, me again. Something just came up.
You know something? I've seen more of this town in the last half hour than I have in the whole 24-hour pies.
I'm awfully sorry, Sergeant. I had no idea they were tearing up Front Street. But I can't thank you enough, really.
Sure, okay.
Thank you kindly, Sergeant. I sure appreciate it for her. So I'll see you.
I'm not going anywhere yet, Pyle. I gotta make another phone call.
Oh, well, in that case, then you can help me with some of this baby truck.
May I help you?
No, ma'am. We're friends, Miss Meads. Sergeant here drove her over.
Oh, I see.
Pardon me, miss. Could I use your phone? It's urgent.
Is it a local call?
Just barely.
Help yourself.
You know, Sergeant, you could have stopped and picked up your girlfriend when we went by her house.
Oh, that would have been great. She might even have invited you all along on the date with us.
Oh, I don't think Lois would want to with the baby. But say, if I know where you're going to be later on, then
Bernice? Hi, honey. This is Vince again. Baby, you're not going to believe this when I tell you.
Well, honey, listen. If you don't get here soon, we won't have much time to do anything.
Just sit tight, honey. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Okay, Pyle, you're on your own.
Thanks again, Sergeant. That's Sergeant Carter. He's the most thoughtful person.
Oh?
That's the third time he's called that girl to tell her he's going to be late. That's the kind of thoughtful person he is. What'd the doctor say about Frank Jr.?
He's fine. It told me to put him on solid food.
Do you hear that, Frank Jr.? Why, in no time at all, you're going to be eating hamburgers and hot dogs. Hey, Sergeant. What are you doing still here? I thought you'd gone to your date. Let me have a look at her.
Keep away from it, Pyle. Just stay away.
I used to work in a filling station before I was Marine. My experience could be a blessing at a time like this. Now give her a try. A wire jiggle loose on your distributor. Well, have a good time. Where do you think the bus stop is?
Get in, get in, get in.
Excuse me. This is really nice. Couldn't be better if we had our own private chauffeur. Gosh, Sergeant, too bad you don't have a telephone in your car like one of them radio taxi cabs. Wouldn't that be a lick?
Oh, Frankie, please. Gomer, I can't find my key.
Here, let me take the little feller, ma'am. Well, now, what you making that funny face for? What's the matter? Why are you crying?
Oh, this stupid lock.
Here, let me try, ma'am. Sergeant, take Frank, would you?
Huh? But I don't know the first thing about... I didn't do anything to him.
Well, I never.
He must like you, Sergeant.
Ain't that the limit? Here, there it goes.
Here, Pyle, take him.
Just feel him, put this down. No two ways about it, Sergeant. This little fella really likes you.
But I gotta make a phone call.
I'll take him. Come on, darling.
Sergeant, give me your car keys. Maybe that'll quiet him down.
All right, give him to me.
My goodness. Wally, the fella I worked for back home used to say that if children and dogs liked you, you was all right. How are you with dogs, Sergeant?
Great. Bernice? Hi, honey, it's...
Know who it is, and I know what you're calling about. I've been sitting around here all the time.
Honey.
You did. Why don't you?
Honey, I know there've been a lot of delays, but after I talked to you, the car broke down. Yeah. And Pyle fixed it for me, so I couldn't just leave him standing there with Lois.
Just great. Making a date and then running all over town with another girl.
Wait a minute. Lois ain't a girl. She's a married woman.
A married woman?
Look, if you'll just stop yelling and listen a minute. Listen. I told you I picked this fella up downtown and it wasn't gonna take me more than 5 minutes to drop him off.
That's awful. Just awful.
Well, that's just too bad. That's the way you want it. That's the way you got it. Give me the kid.
I appreciate everything. Well, I have to go get his dinner ready. Sergeant, I'm awfully sorry about your date.
Not your fault.
Golly, Sergeant. You and that baby really make a picture. They ought to make a marine poster out of that. Bless your hearts, both of you.
Pyle, you hear me, and you hear me good. Once I get you back on that base, you are going to think that boot camp was a Sunday school picnic.
I know what I've done, Sergeant, and I'm truly sorry.
Sorry don't get me to the Purple Pagoda. Sorry don't bring back that afternoon in the sun. Sorry don't save a lost weekend. Sorry. He's sorry.
Maybe I can make it up to you.
Now, maybe you can. Maybe you just can.
You just tell me how, and I'll be ever so glad to oblige.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you real good. You can make it up to me on your next 10 liberties.
How, Sergeant?
By not having them. You are going to be on that base so long. You're going to have such a wait before you finally get a liberty.
Sergeant?
What?
Looks like the little feller's holding on to your tie.
Smart kid. He's trying to hold me back from killing you right here and now.
Sure wish there was something I could do.
Gomer! Where's Gomer?
Huh?
Oh, were you asleep? I'm sorry. What happened to Gomer?
I don't know. He must have left while I was dozing off.
He's sleeping like a lamb.
Well, I guess I better clear out of here.
Sergeant, I can't thank you enough. Really, I don't know what I would have done without you.
Forget it. My keys. They're gone.
Your keys? Well, let's see. We were using them to quiet the baby.
Sure. That's it. Pyle took them. Why, that miserable... He took my car.
Gomer? Oh, he couldn't.
Well, it's gone. The car's gone, so is Pyle. Sure, that's it. Figured I was asleep, he'd borrow my car. He borrowed my car.
Oh, I just can't believe that.
I'm gonna get the police on this. I'll fix him real good. Operator, give me the police. It's an emergency. Get. How do you like that, Miss Police? I want to report a stolen car, and I know exactly who stole it. Private Gomer Pyle. Pyle. Never mind.
Come on in, ma'am. Bernice, this here's Lois Meade, and that there's your Sergeant Carter, and that's little Frankie like I was telling you about. Bernice here was getting mighty upset because Sergeant Carter was so late for his date.
Oh, don't be angry with him. He's been so wonderful. I don't know what I would have done without him.
Me neither. Or little Frankie there taking us to the doctor and all. I hope you didn't mind that I borrowed your car, but you was so wore out from all you'd done today that I hated to wake you. See there, ma'am? It's just like I described it to you, right? And you thought he was out gallivanting with some gal. Not our Sergeant Carter. Why, he's performed so many acts of mercy this day, he's made himself a place in heaven for sure. You want to know what all he's done? I'll tell you what all he's done. First of all, he helped me bring home the groceries. Second, he took the baby and Miss Lois to the doctor. And third, when that young woman took crying, he took that baby and...
Well, I sure hate to eat and run like this, Lois. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's all right. You and the sergeant get onto that movie.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the middle of a movie. I'll take care of KP.
Yeah, see you at Reveille, Pyle.
Right, Sergeant. When that old bugle goes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Boy, that's a good Marine for you. Wakes up right at Reveille.
Take the baby, Vince.
No, I wouldn't think of keeping you from the movie. You've missed too much already. You go ahead.
Hey, I got an idea.
Yeah?
You don't have to miss any of the movie. We can all go to a drive-in and take little Frankie with us.
Hey, that's a wonderful idea, Gomer. Take the baby, Vince.
Oh, Sergeant, you got the magic touch. The magic touch.
Let's move it. Let's move it.
Say, you know something, Gomer? This will be the first time I've ever gone to a drive-in movie with a Marine and felt perfectly safe.
You might say he's got the situation well in hand. What would you like to do tonight, Luann?
Whatever pleases you. It's just fine with me.
Well, I got this clipping out of the paper. Doings around town, and it seems they're having this special one-man art show tonight, only he don't use regular paint. He makes all of his pictures with kidney beans, and he shoots them on with a slingshot.
That sounds fascinating. Why, it might be nice to... Hey, isn't that Sergeant Carter's girlfriend over the aisle?
Yeah, it sure is. Miss Bonnie. Hey.
Oh, hi, Miss Bonnie. Hi, Gomer. Luann, how are you? Just fine.
What are you doing out here?
Waiting for your sergeant. Have you seen him anywhere? He was supposed to meet me here at 7. It's almost 1:30.
Well, I'm sure it's not his fault. Something terrible important must have come up. You know, he's got a lot of responsibility in that job of his.
I hope you never acquire the type of job that makes you late for dates. You mean Gomer's always on time? He's most punctual. Never made me wait one single second. Oh, I wish Vince was like that. He's always late. Well, I spend more time hanging around street corners than the Salvation Army.
Why don't you come inside and have a cup of coffee with us till he gets here?
I don't want to be a bother.
Well, it's no bother at all. It's a pleasure.
Oh.
Is this table all right?
Okay for me.
A coffee, please. Can I take your coat?
Thank you.
You sure that won't be too drafty on you?
Oh, no, this is just fine.
Where the heck is she?
Are you comfortable, Luann? Or had you rather move to a booth?
Oh, this is just fine, Gomer.
Is there anything else you'd like, Miss Bunny?
Oh, nothing, no.
I thought we were going to meet our friend. Come on, let's go.
Not even a hello first?
Huh? Oh, hello. And goodbye. Come on, let's go. I don't know what you're doing here in the first place. I asked you to wait out front.
But Miss Bundy was out front, Sergeant. We invited her in.
Well, thanks a heap. What are you standing up for? The movie starts in 20 minutes. Come on.
Right away, Lord and Master.
Say, maybe you two would like to go with us.
No. They've probably got plans of their own. Haven't you, Pyle?
Well, we was thinking of going to an art show, but it wasn't nothing definite. Would you like to go to the movies, Luann?
Well, would you like to go?
It's up to you. I just want you to have a good time.
Well,
What's the big idea?
He was very nice to me. The least we can do is ask them along. What do you say?
Well, what do you think?
well, what do you think?
I don't care.
Neither do I.
No sense in you two quarreling about it. Maybe some other time.
But I think we'd like to go, Sergeant. It'd be real nice being with you two, wouldn't it, Luann?
Uh-huh.
Well, I just pay for the coffee and I'll be right back. Excuse me.
It's not enough I'm with that knucklehead all day. I gotta be with him all night, too?
Oh, it's just to sit in a dark movie, Vince. What's that?
Yeah, well, I suppose.
It'll be fine.
I just hope it's dark enough to lose him.
All set. Can I help you with your coat, Luann?
Thank you.
Car's out front. What are you doing back there?
What's the difference? Just drive. And keep both hands on the wheel. Where's Gomer?
I gave him the slip at the popcorn stand.
Vince. You're terrible.
Terrible? What's so terrible? We want to be alone, don't we? Well, don't we?
Well.
So, old Doc Carter fixed it.
There they are.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. I didn't think we could find you in the dark. Miss Bunny, I brought you some fresh buttered popcorn.
Thanks, Gomer.
Is there anything else you'd like me to get for you? Something to drink?
Oh, no, that's all right. When I want something, Vince will get it for me.
If you wanted something, why didn't you get it when you came in?
Well, how about you, Sergeant?
No.
If there's anything you want, just remember I'm sitting right here behind you. Oh, look, it's a Porky Pig cartoon. I just love the way he goes, that's all, folks. Boy, didn't that movie have some ending? Imagine that little horse coming from behind and winning that race and saving the farm and everything.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, it's been a truly lovely evening, but we'd better be running along.
Oh, that's right. So I guess we'll just say good night.
Sure. Well, we'll see you around.
Well, why don't you stay with us? It's still early.
Well, the sergeant probably has plans.
Do you have any plans?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was thinking maybe we'd, go for a little ride in the park. You know, you and me. Just relax.
A ride in the park? Hey, that's a good idea. Why don't you come with us?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, sure, it'll be fun.
Would you like to go riding?
Would you like to?
It's up to you.
Oh, you decide, Gomer. Anything's just fine with me.
Well, all right. We'd love to join you.
Good.
That is, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Because if you do,
I'll bring the car around.
I'm sure now.
If you are.
My, this sure is a scenic spot, Sergeant. How in the world did you ever find it?
Well, I just happened to be driving by one day. There's a beautiful little path down here that I want to show Bunny. Lots of flowers and things. Awful pretty at night.
Sounds nice. You want to see it, Luann?
No, you two stay here. It's kind of a narrow path, not room enough for 4 people. Why don't you just relax and play the radio, huh?
Okay, Sergeant.
Come on.
Really, Vince, don't you think you've been kind of obvious?
Well, I had to get away from that pest somehow.
Gomer's very sweet. You know, this is the first time I've seen him out with a girl, and they're so cute together. Yeah, that Gomer's a real gentleman. Which is more than I can say for some people.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind.
Come on, buddy. Well, look what we have here. It's time for togetherness, and I am your local distributor.
You can't tell which one of these knobs is the radio. That's not it.
Well, how about that one over there?
Turn off them lights! Turn off the lights! Turn them off, will you? Good night, Pyle. Good night, Luann. Nice being with you.
Well, it's been fun. See you another time.
Yeah, thanks for the ride.
Good night.
Very nice, Vince, very nice. Chasing them off like that.
Chasing them off? Look, Bonnie, if I remember correctly, my date tonight was with you, not with Pyle.
I know, but you can't be rude to people.
Rude? Do you call it rude to want to be alone with my girl for a few minutes without being interrupted? Do you call it rude to want to kiss my girl without a spotlight hitting me like I was part of a prison break?
It was just an unfortunate accident.
Pyle is an unfortunate accident. Oh, come on, honey. The evening's half over. Let's try to enjoy what's left of it.
I just hope their feelings aren't hurt.
Will you forget about them? Now, they probably want to be alone themselves. Do you ever stop to think about that?
Well,
They probably just tagged along out of politeness, 'cause you asked them to.
maybe you're right.
I know I am. Hey, why don't we go to the J Club and grab some supper, huh? Maybe we can get in a little dancing between courses?
Okay.
Yeah, the main thing is it'll be just us. Why don't you sit down? We can dance some more later. Yeah, this is more like it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good evening after all, huh?
Fresh.
Well, shall we order?
Sure, I'm starved.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Hi, you two.
Goodness, fate sure is throwing us together tonight. We didn't expect to find you here. You having dinner, that's why we came by. You see an empty table, Luann?
Listen, there's room for 2 more here. Why don't you join us?
Oh, well, no, thank you just the same, but well, we don't want to intrude.
Oh, nonsense. You said you were hungry. Come on, come on.
Well, if you're sure now.
Sure, we'd love it. Sit down.
All right by you, Luann?
If it's all right with you.
Well, it's fine by me if it's fine by you.
I don't mind if you don't mind.
Well, heck, I just want you to have a good time.
Boy, you really fixed this evening. First we had him at the movies, then we had him at the park, and now we have him here.
I had to ask them to sit down, Vince. They were hungry, and there was no other place. You can't just ignore people, Vince, especially decent, considerate people like Gomer.
Considerate? Some considerate. He's been in our hair all evening. Mr. Goody Two-Shoes.
Well, not everybody's the way you are.
What do you mean by that? Come on, what are you trying to say?
Just that you could learn something from Gomer.
Me? From him? Like what?
Well, if you don't know, then I can't tell you. The fact is, Vince, you are playing downright uncouth.
Oh, yeah? I'm as couth as he is couther. Besides, Pyle has to treat Lou Ann delicate like that. She's a helpless feminine type.
What am I, a fullback for the Green Bay Packers?
You know, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there wasn't wedding bells for Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny before long.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised either.
Say, right after dinner, why don't you and me leave and leave them together by their lonesome?
Honestly, Gomer, if you're not the most thoughtful man.
Well, we don't want to stand in the way of wedding bells.
Oh, yeah?
And don't bother seeing me home. I'll call a taxi. And don't bother calling me either.
Fat chance.
Good night.
Good night.
Sergeant, what happened?
It's very simple. Big Mouth and me are washed up and good riddance.
But it can't be. I always thought there'd be wedding bells for you and Miss Bunny.
There ain't gonna be no wedding bells. There ain't gonna be no nothing. We're through. Finished. Washed up.
What could have happened?
I feel just terrible. Imagine Miss Bunny and Sergeant Carter breaking off like that. It just shakes your faith, don't it?
Makes me want to cry.
I wonder if there's anything that we can do.
Well, maybe if you talk to the sergeant, you know, man to man, he might realize the error of his ways.
Well, I could try, but he might not take very kindly to it, what with me just being a private and him a sergeant and all. But maybe if you talk to him.
Me?
Now, that might just do it. You've got such a fine way with words.
Well, if you really think it would help, all right.
And while you talk to the sergeant about Miss Bunny, I'll be talking to Miss Bunny about the sergeant.
Well, yes. We'll deal with both halves of the problem simultaneously. I'm certain they both just simply acted in haste, and a word to the wise will be sufficient.
See, you do have a fine way with words, just like I said. No doubt about it, this will put them back together before you know it. You just see.
And that's why I asked you to meet me, Sergeant Carter, because I most sincerely feel that you have acted hastily, and I just would hate to see you make a mistake that you may well regret for the rest of your life. Why, the two of you have shared many wonderful moments together, I'm sure. Things that you could never have with someone else. And it would be a pity to let false and foolish pride keep you from her side. Don't you agree?
Did anyone ever tell you you got the whitest teeth?
Sergeant Carter's just wild about you, Miss Bunny. You're all he ever talks about. And you're lucky to have a man like Sergeant Carter, too. He's the finest Marine on the whole base, a born leader. And he's got a fine mind, and he makes a real nice appearance. Did you ever see him right after he comes out of the barber shop when he's had his hair cut? He has on that butch pomade. His hair's nice and shiny and stands straight up, just like he'd called his own head to attention. He's got a wonderful smile. All the spaces between his teeth are nice and even. Well, I don't think a girl could do any better than Sergeant Carter.
Did anyone ever tell you you have the brownest eyes?
Really? How'd everything go so wrong, Lou Ann?
Well, it would appear that we have been caught up in the classic symptom of the rebound.
The what?
Rebound. That's when people have a romance that comes out unhappily, and they turn all their affections on the very first person who comes along, which in this case just happens to be us.
Well, we sure got ourselves into a mess, didn't we? I don't want to go out with Miss Bunny any more than you want to go out with Sergeant Carter.
But I will.
Huh?
And you're going to go out with Bunny.
Why?
Because we've got to help them through their period of adjustment.
I've never been out with Miss Bunny. I wouldn't know how to act with her.
Don't act, Gomer. Just be yourself.
Is me okay? Yeah, that's fine, thanks. Okay. Hey, this is a great table. Right on the dance floor. Wonderful crowd tonight. Come on. Take a load off your feet.
Sergeant, my coat.
Huh? Oh, sure, yeah. The coat. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. There now. Everything's under control. Ain't it?
Would you help me with my child, please?
the chair. I forgot. Here. Oh, wait a minute. You got me all wrong. I was just stretching my legs. I did a lot of marching.
Is this table all right, Miss Bunny?
Okay with me, killer. Sure is a nice crowd tonight. What's the matter?
Your coat.
There's something good on it?
No, I was just gonna help you off with it.
Huh? Oh. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, yeah, it certainly was nice of you, Gomer. What is it?
Nothing. I was just gonna help you into your chair.
Oh.
But if you'd like to sit over here.
Thank you. Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lovely evening, Gomer. A lovely, lovely... Well, yes, as I was saying, I'm certainly glad you asked me out tonight, Gomer.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh, yes, sir. It's going to be a gas.
I'm terrible sorry, Miss Bunny. I must have bumped your leg.
No, that's okay. And then Daddy said that I could come to California on one condition, that I promised to write home 3 times a week. Now, that isn't too much to ask, is it? And he said not to be afraid to come home if I ever got the teensiest, weensiest bit homesick. But I never have. Have you ever gotten homesick? This is just such a wonderful place. There's so many museums and art galleries and libraries. There's just so much to do. I never have a chance to be lonesome. Oh, do you have to?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
And then Daddy said...
why don't we dance?
Oh, all right, if you'd like.
Anything wrong?
No, I just saw an old friend.
Hey, it's Sergeant Carter and Lou Ann. What a surprise.
Yeah. Well, if it isn't Gomer and Bonnie, well, I never expected to see them here. Please, if you don't mind.
Huh? Oh, sure, it's fine with me. What's the matter?
Heel came loose on my shoe again.
Oh, well, maybe I can...
Gomer can fix it. He's done it before.
Huh? Oh, sure. Leave it to me. Would you stay with Miss Bunny? I'll be just a minute.
It's a nice crowd tonight.
Certainly is.
No sense in wasting all that music.
No, I suppose not.
Well, I'll be. Would you believe it? They've made up.
It sure looks like it.
And without any help from us, they did it on their own.
Well, maybe we helped a little, Gomer. Just a little.
Look, Luann, I know that I brought you here tonight, but would you mind if I took Bunny home and Pyle took you?
Oh, that would be just fine with me.
Well, think nothing of it, Sergeant. Well, good night, Miss Bunny.
See you tomorrow, Pyle.
Good night, Sergeant.
Good night.
Hey, Sergeant, looks like you got a flat tire.
Huh?
But don't you worry, I used to change a lot of these when I worked at the fitting station back home. Can I have the keys to your trunk?
Thanks, Pyle. That's awfully nice of you.
Will you be long, Gomer?
A little. Why?
Well, I'm kind of worried. By the time you fix this and take me home, you'll miss the last bus back to the base.
Oh, that's all right. When you're through, Vince can drive Luann and me home, and then you boys can go back to the base together.
Honey.
At least you can do.
Forget it, Pyle. I'll take care of it myself.
Well, I wouldn't think of it, Sergeant. I wouldn't think of it at all.
Okay, but just remember one thing. When we take them home, you sit in the back, you understand? In the back.
কচ কইছে একটা 500 টাকার নোট দিলাম, 230 টাকা বিল হয়েছে, 270 টাকা ফেরত দাও।
এটা পাতা
কালকে এটা তুমি কইছো টাকা, আজকে কও পাতা, এমনি তো হইব না। তুমি যে টাকার গাছ আমারে দেখাইছো, ওন থেকে তো আমি 1 লাখ টাকা ছিড়া মাইনছেড়ে দিয়ে দিছি, তারা তো মানতে পারছে, তুমি মানতে পারবা না কি লিগা?
তোর টাকা লাগবে না, তুই ফাও খাইছস, তুই যা।
না ভাই, আমি ফাও খাইতে পারবো না, আমি নগদ টাকা দিয়েই খামু। তুমি 270 টাকা আমার ফেরত দাও।
কইলাম তো টাকা লাগবে না, তোর যখন যতজন বন্ধু বান্ধব মন চায় আইসা নিয়ে তুই ফাও খাই যাস, তুই যা।
তাহলে একটা কাজ করো, 100 টাকা দাও আমারে।
টাকা নাই।
টাকা নাই? 100 টাকা নাই তোমার কাছে?
না, টাকা নাই। তুই এনে ফাও খাবি আর গাছেতে পাতা ছিড়া দুনিয়া সব কাম করে বেড়াবি।
তাহলে সত্যি টাকা নাই তোমার কাছে?
কইলাম তো নাই।
তাহলে আর কি করো, আমি এখান থেকে বাইরে যাবো, একটু চিন্তা করছি লিপেবার বাসায়, তার গিয়ে কমনে যে বাইরের অবস্থা খুবই খারাপ, গরিব হয়ে গেছে, 10,000 টাকা ধার দেন ভাই, কিস্তিতে শোধ করবো না।
100 টাকা তুই আল্লাহর রাস্তায় বিদায় হ, যা।
থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাইয়া। আসেন ভাইয়া, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
স্যার, বাথরুমের ফিটিংসগুলি ভালো, আবার হাই কমোডও আছে, কোনো সমস্যা হবে না।